name's Jamie Lee, and today on my channel I have a huge guest list joining me. I have Mike from Did You See That? How you going, Mike?
Hey, Jamie, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Justin, how you going?
I'm good. From JJ Lomas Entertainment.
Oh yeah, represent.
Said the three people.
Says my three fans. Tyrone from the Circle Club, who's a regular on my channel.
What's up, everyone?
Jacob, Martin.
Hey, how you doing?
Alex from Outtex TV.
How's it going?
Do you notice that accent? Rashad from Rashad G Reviews.
What's up?
Hey. So I've got all my friends joining me today. We're going to do a bit of a live stream about the past movies from last year and also talking about upcoming movies of 2023. Does that sound good, fellas?
Awesome.
That's great.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Let's get into our little slideshow that I made. Oh, it would help if I started from the actual start. Alrighty.
From the top, make it drop.
That's it. Alrighty, best movie of 2022.
Sweet.
So we will go around the board. Sorry, Mike, you're first up. So if you want to just say a line from your favorite movie, what you think was the best movie of last year, and us guess it, I guess.
Okay, here we go. I'm vengeance.
I think that's everybody's one. I wonder what that's going to be.
The new Harry Potter.
It's a
It's
Black
got to be
Adam.
Thor.
Thor is definitely on the list, but not for best, that's for sure.
Oh,
All right, so Mike's got Batman. What about you, Justin?
What, you want me to say a line?
If you want. Or just the movie, whatever you
It's
thought was the
just
best
like-
movie.
I'm not your husband. I'm a different version of him, but in another universe.
Oh,
Everything, everywhere.
nailed it. Great film.
There we go.
Alrighty, Tyrone.
A line from it. The only
Oh,
thing
you
I
don't have
do
to.
know is that we have to be kind. Please be kind, especially when we don't know what's going on. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once was the #1 movie this year. I think After Sun, I really enjoyed that one too, is right there, and The Batman. Those are my top 3 personally.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Hey.
Jacob?
well, two of you have already taken some of the best lines, so all I'm going to say is Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once is probably my favorite movie of the year. Late in the game, the other day I finally saw Avatar: The Way of Water. That's my number 2. Absolutely was floored by that movie, and I'll put The Batman as my number 3.
Yeah,
Nice.
good job.
All right.
Alex?
Well, I can't argue with those. I mean, best movies easily. But I'm going to give a shout out to 2. These were very, very close for me. The first one that I think is the best is Top Gun Maverick, a movie that we've been waiting for how long? I just thought that was just one of the best sequels ever made. And then another one, a rogue shout, probably nostalgia for me because I'm a huge fan of the franchise, is Dragon Ball Super Superhero. I absolutely adore that film. It brought back memories from Cell Saga with Gohan, and just hit me in the feels. And I, as a Dragon Ball fan, I thought it was up there as one of the best Dragon Ball movies. So they would be my turn. And obviously Everything Everywhere All at Once comes in at number 3, close as well. And can't argue if everyone's got that at number 1 because film speaks for itself.
Top Gun was like, I didn't see the original, but I went in sort of blind, and that was like, holy shit. I mean, we can swear on this, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
This is my page.
I was like, holy crap. It was just a theater experience, like everyone in there was like locked in, and I just love a good movie like that too. So I agree, Alex. I thought that was
then that sound design. Oh my word.
I
That took me
forgot.
back to Ford v Ferrari.
There's so many movies I haven't seen, but if I had to pick a run, I would pick Violent Night personally. I was just shocked at how much
best
heart that
Christmas
movie
movie.
had too. I was just expecting, I never didn't feel it as much, but still, I was just expecting it to be dumb,
Yeah.
like dumb fun. But I was like, oh.
Yeah, there's actually
Rashad?
Yeah, 1 and 2. Okay, so a line from my #1 movie is A Son for a Son. Let Go, or I Cut. Mama Bear.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're there. We're there.
All right.
Think
Sorry,
Rashad
mine lagged out
froze
then
for a
on
second.
Rashad's. Are you
I
there,
think
Rashad? Oh no, Rashad lagged out.
Well,
No, when I
Rashad
start
said a son
talking.
for a son. Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
I heard a son for a son, and I didn't know what it was anyway. But then he dropped out for me.
Yeah, you know,
Oh, that was from Avatar: The Way of Water.
I
you
haven't
know
watched
what?
it, so
I hope StreamYard is watching this because StreamYard can kiss my ass. Every time I start talking, that's when I start messing up.
Studios like, shut up.
I swear, man.
Yeah.
Like every time I go into one of Jamie's show with you, man, it's always just screwing you, man. Every time.
Always something, you know. And StreamYard has endless ads on every YouTube video. Yes, StreamYard, the number one. I can't tell. Shit. Get y'all shit together.
You know, another really good movie from this year that I saw was RRR. I don't know if any of you.
I wanted to see that.
I never got around to it.
I missed
Um,
out on that one.
That was
Yeah,
that
that-
was sort
that-
of like
But I was gonna say
Yeah, that was
actually
sort of
my
like
top
one of those.
10.
Yeah, that was sort of one of those like superhero-esque action movies that I wasn't. So I would say just go into it raw, like unfiltered, don't look up anything, and just experience that movie. That movie kicked ass. That was a great movie.
Yeah, cool.
It was
Dude, it was like it was every genre all in one. It was a war movie. It was a action movie. It was a bromance. A musical.
Yeah.
Like a superhero flick. It had like
I want to
everything in
watch it. Every time I look on Netflix, though, I think it's like 3 hours long. It's like
Yeah, that's the downfall. Hey,
You
Every-
could.
all these 2022 movies. I swear they'd be like,
so long.
like I know Spider-Man was like late 2021, I believe, but it's like Spider-Man. Like what else came out in 20? Like Eternals, and then last year you had like the Batman and like Avatar. I was like, yeah, all these movies be like 3 hours.
Long
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
I feel like with RRR, because they break it up into different sections, you could even stop at a certain section, come back like.
Oh, sweet, like Zack Snyder's Justice League or something. Like they kind
Yes.
of like break.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. And I'll jump.
Wait a
back
minute,
into
time
that.
out. I didn't get to say my number one and
Oh,
number
sorry,
two.
sorry.
You got that
It's number one, babe. Only one. We only get one choice.
I'm sorry. All right. Number one. Okay, so number one, yes, is Avatar: The Way of Water. It's Avatar and everything else after that. I'm sorry, Avatar, Top Gun, and then everything after that.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, it's
no
good.
contest. Yeah.
Rashad, you got a proton pack behind you? What's that green light?
Oh, that's my projector behind me.
I
I got the Cosby Show playing at the same time I'm doing this live stream.
Hey, yo, it's funny, not gonna lie. I go to a Korean supermarket about 20 minutes away, and I pass his house every time I go there.
Seriously?
Oh, funny.
Yeah, Bill Cosby's house is like 15 minutes away from me.
Get the fuck
Wow.
out of here.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's what's up.
Mhm.
You should go by and pay him a visit.
Dude, if you try to ring his like little doorbell, the dude's just like, "What y'all want?" Like
Not that you've tried, right?
I haven't tried,
Wow.
but friends have. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Sorry, I want to topic.
Have any of you guys seen the movie Bardo: A False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths?
No.
Never heard of
It
that.
sounds like it's a movie about a dog.
It's about this like Mexican journalist, but it's super surrealist. Like it's on Netflix. To me, I didn't get to finish it, but that was definitely the weirdest movie. I was curious what you guys like. What were some of the weirder movies or like sort of offbeat movies that you saw this year?
Ooh, gotta dive
That's
into the
everything
list.
everywhere all at once, man. Everything everywhere all at once. That movie was an acid trip, yo. That's like the closest thing to doing drugs that I've ever had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit was out there, man. That's the whole multiverse shit, the dingling fingers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, that movie was
I'm
just
trying
out
to
there.
look because I was just like, there's been some weird movies.
Yeah.
Like everything everywhere was weird, but I'm just trying to think of like movie where it's like weird to the point where it's just like,
I think Terrified 2 was weird and like
yeah.
wacky and
Yeah,
just
I'd say
like,
that.
what is going on here?
Mhm.
Because there's
Yeah.
just some crazy
Mike's, like,
stuff
top.
that happens in that.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That's
I know kind of like a wacky movie Rashad will recognize immediately. And all I'll say is 4K hairy nipple. That's all I need to say.
What? The title alone says it all.
God.
Barbarian.
I
Come on,
hated that
Barbarian.
movie.
Definitely not one
Yo,
that we.
I'm still trying to understand the appeal of that movie, man. I walked out, yo, when I did my rant, I said, yo, I dare anybody to tell me what was great about that movie. It was just despicable from beginning to end. I hated that joint.
Oh god,
For
sounds like a
real.
treat.
Yeah, I'm
Can't wait
trying
for
to
that
look at
one.
2022 like weird movies. I'm just like, I've seen none of these. I wanted to see 3,000 Years Along. Never got around to see that.
Also,
That was boring.
Was it?
I
Okay.
thought that one was boring. Like nothing really happened in it.
Okay.
I
My
think-
fault. Jake, I think you're about to say something. My fault, man.
Yeah, I was about to say a weird movie that I watched just the other day was the Guillermo del Toro version of Pinocchio.
Oh, I
It's
want to
such
see.
a dark interpretation of the story. It goes in some weird directions. Like instead of Pinocchio going to Pleasure Island, he gets recruited to like war in like fascist Italy during the 1940s, and it was such
Really?
a random
What?
weird subplot. And like
Yeah, right.
of all, like why would I've never seen another Pinocchio version that has Nazis in it. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's odd. Hey.
Yo,
But
chill.
no, I still like the movie, but it just went in some weird directions, and it's definitely not as good as like the classic Disney Pinocchio, which is still my favorite. But it's still better than the live action Robert Zemeckis version.
Mm.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that behind the scenes. That looked a little bit more interesting than the movie. Just how they
Yeah.
actually made the movie.
Sometimes it happens, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
stop motion animation is great. Like it's worth watching just to see the animation.
I didn't like the trailer of that. I think I was talking to you about it, Justin, and I was like, "Is that the scary one?" Because yeah, just it's not what I think of Pinocchio. You know what I mean?
It's like when they released. I think they released the Jungle Book and Mowgli like within the same year, and everyone's confused about which version was which.
Yeah.
Yeah, strange. All right, let's jump into the next one. Yeah, I needed some sort of thing. Thank you. That's perfect. Best series. I know you guys don't watch a lot of series, but this is my
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah, I
so
don't
what
have a
was-
lot to offer on that. I haven't seen too many shows.
I feel like
Did you
I'm.
watch any, Jacob?
I watched a couple. Like I caught up on all the Marvel shows, and not too many of the. A lot of them I thought
They
were
weren't
pretty
very good.
underwhelming.
Yeah.
And then there's one, if we do a worst, is like really terrible.
Yeah.
I tried and as a Star Wars fan, I tried watching Andor, but after like the third or fourth episode, it was so boring, I gave up on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel that.
Could not,
Alex is
I couldn't
Alex
get
is
into that
Yeah.
show.
No. That's the best Star Wars content Disney has made.
I think I will
Everyone's
say
been
this.
telling me that, and I don't feel the hype. One,
Oh,
I
I
never cared
love
for
it.
Andor as a character. I thought he was boring even in Rogue One, so it baffled me that he got
yeah.
his own show out of all the characters.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that it's doing something different, where they're doing like, you know, the rebellion from the point of view of like your average Joes, but. At some point, I'm like, you gotta have a character you can latch onto that I can get into the series, and Andor is just not that character for me.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think there was a lot of cool stuff. I don't think Alex, you might be able to shed some light on this. I think it was episode 5 or 6 where they had that like celestial shower, like when they were doing like the. I thought that was like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in Star Wars before. I just think that like it was more politically focused, and like some people wanted some sort of action to break up the monotony. But there would be like an episode or two in a row where they're just talking for 55 minutes straight.
Yeah. I mean, it's very different to the other Star Wars that we're used to with the lightsabers, the Force, the action. Like, look at Revenge of the Sith, for instance, pure action. And then you obviously see the Mandalorian and that's action-based as well, cameo-based and stuff like that. This is very much more along the lines of like a House of Dragon, Game of Thrones-esque, where it's not action-based heavy. It's just all about the dialogue. It's all about the characters building this story behind the scenes, how evil the Empire is. Like, we've never seen the Empire from this point of view. Like, what makes them so evil? What makes us root for the rebellion to destroy them? Because we don't see that side. But here we see them when we go to the prison, see what they do. And it just, for me, it just worked so well with those characters, building that. The Mon Mothra stuff was absolutely thrilling, seeing what she had to put herself through with her family in order to fund the rebellion, to make sure that they do succeed. And it's just all that beautiful acting, beautiful scenery, it's definitely the best looking Star Wars show out of all of them. I think most people would agree with that because, I mean, you got to look at Kenobi and stuff like that.
I think they were telling you might, like I said, you might be able to know more than me, but I believe they wanted to utilize more practical effects for Andor.
Yes,
so like a lot of the locations is like on location instead of that.
Yep.
What do they call
the light wall? The stage design thingy? Yeah.
The light wall thing that they use with like 3D map. But yes, so that would have been your favorite.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite. Well, I'll kick it off. My favorite show. I've actually watched a lot of shows and stuff, and I have like 5 here that I rate so highly. So obviously House of Dragon. So if anyone, House of Dragon is just so good. Andor would be one. The Sandman on Netflix. I don't know if any of you guys seen that. That was really, really good.
Finish it.
You got The Boys. Yeah, I never finished.
Yeah, you got The Boys season 3. You've got Peacemaker. And then one that I don't know if many people have seen is called From, and it's actually quite good. They get trapped in a town, and they can't escape. And then there's like these sort of like zombie-looking creature things that come out at the night that they don't know where they come from or anything like that. So it's very much a sci-fi thriller, and it's actually quite interesting, and it grips you straight away from the first episode. So that's one that I would recommend people go check out. Obviously, in Australia, it's on Stan. I don't know where else it is in the US and the UK and stuff like that. But yeah, From is definitely one to go check out. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably go House of Dragon. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I can't bring myself to watch that show, man, just because the way Game of Thrones ended left such a bad taste in my mouth. I just had no desire to watch any spinoff or, you know what I'm saying? Yo, because I feel like the showrunners, the people that was in charge of Game of Thrones just said to the fans, you know what I'm saying, did not care about us, trolled us, and now you want me to get invested in another Game of Thrones show? Kiss my ass.
Well, no, I would actually.
This is way better.
Yeah,
I think maybe that might. I think that might have benefited though, because if the last season was so crap and this show is just like good to the general public, it's going to appear great to everyone because of how crap the last season of Game of Thrones was.
Yeah, I think season 1.
I haven't seen it,
man.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm an emotional person. Like when I latch onto a show, you got me. You know what I'm saying? But then when you betray me, there's no going back. Like Jamie's show, Walking Dead. You know, I was a big Walking Dead fan, and then they betrayed me. They screwed me, and I said, nope, I ain't going back.
Yeah, that legitimately that would have been me with The Walking Dead if they had killed off Carol at the end there, because that was the one thing I was really betting on. Don't kill my girl. Don't kill my girl. And I swear to God, if they had have done that, I would not watch these spin-offs because I would be that fucking hurt. And anyway, I'll get into She-Hulk later, but like I feel you know what I mean? Like when they rob you like that, it's like, well, what the hell did I watch all of that for? Right. You gave me that as the end. I mean, I didn't watch the House of Dragon or Game of Thrones, but I remember talking to you, Alex, like, do I need to watch this to watch that? Blah blah blah. But I feel you, Rashad.
Yeah, I think because Game of Thrones was epic, man. Game of Thrones was fucking epic up until that last season. It's like, what happened?
I think what they do in House of Dragon though is like all that like world building that you get in Game of Thrones. They sort of skip past that because you get how the world is. So you just jump right into the action with this, and like sort of what the hand is, so they don't got to be like giving you that word vomit and all that stuff. So you just hop right into it. Like it was very refreshing, and I think George R.R. Martin is actually like working with the writers and stuff with this one. Okay. So it's definitely more close to the book. It's definitely. I just thought the way they executed this was like night and day with that last season. That last season was ass. It was horrible.
Lots of dragons in this one. It's really cool to see the actual Targaryens, where they began, what they do. It's just they got some really good characters, and there's time skips. So this season moves very, very quick. It's not a slow burn. It's very quick from episode to episode.
Hopefully no dragons got killed, man. I actually shed a tear or two. With a couple of the dragons got killed,
really?
Game of Thrones. Yeah, Jamie, I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive, man.
It's not a
because you're with these dragons since they're in the egg, So from season 1 they're in the egg, and then you grow with them. So when you see them die, I'm like, no, man,
it's like a dog or a cat.
Right.
Yeah. Gotcha. Mike, do you have a favorite series that you watched?
I wouldn't really say there's been any like original series that I've watched this year that's like just started up from the ground. But I would say my favorite season of this year was Cobra Kai season 5.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And Justin, did I do you already?
Mike, did you have anything to add? I didn't know if you. Okay.
No,
I just want to make sure. He was short and simple. I just want to make sure I was kind of.
Yeah, straight to the point.
Yeah. So I definitely say, like Peacemaker, definitely. If I had to pick a favorite, between Werewolf by Night, if you count that, and Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix, Guillermo del Toro. You guys haven't seen that? So good.
No.
It's basically like Goosebumps for adults, and Guillermo del Toro has all these different directors direct a different episode.
What was
So
it
there's
called?
like Cabinet of Curiosities.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
So it's got like a lot of famous actors. I know Ron Weasley's in one episode. Crispin Glover from Back to the Future's in one episode, Mike. He plays like a evil shyster dude like he always does in all those movies. But
he's a good guy.
Yeah. You've seen Like Mike, right?
Like,
He's like, give me them shoes, Calvin.
that haunted me as a kid, honestly.
Right. But yeah, if I had to narrow it down to one, I'd say Cabinet of Curiosities, because it's just like I like that episodic like storytelling where it's like different directors, different feels and stuff like that. It's just very cool. Still have to finish it.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Mine was easy, The Walking Dead, obviously, because it's the end. But if I didn't choose that, I think I would have went with Stranger Things, because I was really hyped for that. And part 1, I was really disappointed because obviously I didn't get enough deaths with that. But then when part 2 came and we got that Max moment, I was like, yeah, I've been waiting for this. Like, this is what I wanted. So I would go Stranger Things, I think.
Yeah. I would say, going back, I would say Stranger Things would be my favorite, Jamie.
Yeah, I knew you watched one, Jacob.
Yeah, I saw that, and I liked Obi-Wan as well, so.
Okay.
I think the best TV show was Station 11. I don't know if you guys saw that on
sorry,
HBO. That's all right. Station 11 was that was my number one. I loved Abbott Elementary this year. It was super funny. Only Murders in the Building. And then on
so bad.
Severance and For All Mankind are on Apple. Look, if you guys like space at all, you must see this show, For All Mankind. It's just like an adaptation of history. But Station 11 to me, it was like one of the best TV series I think I've ever seen, and it's limited, and I love when they do those limited series. So and it was just like if you're a sensitive person, like someone here, you'll definitely be tearing up as you get to some of those final seasons. I did the same thing, honestly. Like it's like a poem, the way they talk about it, and it relates so much to COVID, I think, because it's about how this flu hits New York or the world, and then how they live after, because it really affects them to the point where like 95 or 90% of people have died. So they sort of reestablish life. And I think one thing that, I'm a big TV person. I thought TV was really, really well done this year, but the limited series, when they do the limited series, man, like that's the thing that makes you just want more and more and more and more. And so I want to see more limited series next year too.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, and the next thing was the worst movies.
Jamie forgot me again.
No,
Jamie forgot me again.
Bloody hell.
That's
guests.
twice.
Shit.
I got you. Rashad, what about your favorite series?
Thanks, Justin. Someone else should post this shit. I'm useless.
Thank you. All right.
Love you, Rashad.
I'm gonna be brief. It's a tie. It's a draw. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna be real quick. It's a draw between Cobra Kai and Stranger Things, man. It was hard for me to pick one or the other because I loved both of them equally.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I knew it was Cobra Kai. That's why I skipped. Yep. All right. So.
Gotcha.
Stranger Things, yeah, definitely. I had to narrow it down,
Yeah, that's definitely the one. I think everybody was pretty happy with that one. So worst movies. Again, if you want to just say a line or if you want to say the movie, whatever you want to go with, Mike, off you go.
Well, let's go with Rashad first, so he doesn't get forgotten.
Let's not forget Rashad this time.
Let's not forget me this time. Yeah, Tara, I've never seen Morbius, so that's why I couldn't say it was the worst.
Same.
Because I avoided that one on purpose, and I did not want to see that because I just heard the worst things about it. But yeah, worst movie this year. Well, the one that pissed me off the most was Barbarian, just because it started out good. It started
Yes,
out
I
very
agree.
intriguing, and then it went from being this intelligent, potentially great horror movie to now I'm seeing hairy nipples in my face. You know, all about freaking inbreeding. You know, and then it had a laughably bad ending where I'm like, this just wasted my time. You know, so
Yep,
Barbarian pissed me off the most.
agree.
But
Yeah, I love that movie personally, but I will agree the ending felt like it just didn't fit the rest of the movie. I was like, it feel more like comedic or something like that. I just was like, why?
It didn't make sense. And
it's like what was the point of it? Like, what were they trying to say? Like the thing wanted to be a mother, so every person she encountered, she wanted to put that damn hairy nipple in its mouth and give it that sour milk. You know, what the fuck are you trying to say?
It's definitely more shock horror than anything for me as well. And I didn't like that cut where she gets taken and they cut straight to him in the car, singing and everything. I'm like, you've got this high tension moment and you just cut right in the middle of it, and all of a sudden it's like joyful, and I'm like, what? And then I agree. I think it was very disappointing. People would tell me it was absolutely incredible and all this. I went there and I walked out and I was kind of like very disappointed. I
wanted my money back. Yeah. But Barbarian pissed me off the most. But I say the worst movie is The Munsters, because I couldn't even finish it. I had 10 minutes left. I said I have better stuff to do with my time, which I really didn't. But I had to find something.
he had to get the message across.
I had to get the message across. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, The Munsters was absolutely atrocious. I hated that joint.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know if anybody agrees, but I couldn't finish the movie.
Bro, I saw the trailer. I was like, I am not wasting my time with that.
Yeah. Same with Mike. I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah, not for me.
Yeah, I'd rather watch one of Mike's Asylum movies than watch The Munsters again. That was horrible.
I liked it.
All right, so we've got Rashad, Barbarian, Tyrone.
Honestly, I really was very picky this year. I was like, I just like, usually some years I go in and like I watch anything, but I was like sort of like you, Rashad. I was like, I don't got time for this year, man. Like I was just so Morbius. I went in, I was like, and I got like an early screening of it, so I was like, oh, cool, because like I saw this stuff with Spider-Man. There was like nothing really with Spider-Man. I was like, maybe they're gonna show us a different version. Like maybe Sony's actually gonna figure it out a little bit. Sony fucking sucks. Like it's just they can't.
Did you hear the lawsuit thing they have now? Like where like if you show a deceptive trailer, like you can get sued for that now.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Thank God, because I thought we were gonna get like an alternative Spider-Man. Like they need something to inject into that universe because it just does not work for me. But the Spider-Verse, they crushed with that, which is crazy because I'm like, how is this the same company? You know?
Right.
But Morbius was definitely the worst. Not like I would pay you all not to see that movie. Like it sucked.
Damn.
Right, that good, huh? Jacob.
Yeah, I missed out on a lot of these movies. A lot of you hated. Like I did not see Morbius. Rashad, I did not see The Munsters. The one movie I saw that is currently my least favorite movie of 2022 that I did not like. I did not even like the first Hocus Pocus. I think it's an overrated movie, but I really did not like Hocus Pocus 2. Whereas the first movie had kind of an identity, and it's fun seeing Bette Midler and the other actresses. This one is just a boring, lifeless remake almost of the first movie.
I thought you were going to say
the three original actresses are trying, but I didn't like any of the other characters. The humor fell flat. I did not like the direction of the story. There's just some weird out of touch moments. Like there's the witches are hanging out in Walgreens for 10 minutes, and it like took the plot of the movie to a halt. And then they tried doing like a part in like the end where you try to feel sympathetic for the witches at the end, and I'm like, this kind of came out of nowhere. Like, why are we doing this movie? So, as someone who didn't like the first one, even though I get if you do, the sequel, like, who asked for this? Like, it's not a good movie.
Basic white bitches that are in their 30s.
Oh dear. Alex.
Well, of all the bad movies I saw this year, there is one that is clearly out in front. No question. I don't know if anyone here has ever seen the series or read the books of the After series.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I've
my
seen
God!
that.
Shut up! We're not even counting this answer.
After
Ever.
Ever Happily.
Is
You
that the
loved
fourth one?
it.
movie.
Is that the fourth one?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
third.
How they made
Isn't it
4,
3?
I will never know. No, that's 4. They're making a 5th one. I don't know how.
5th,
But
that's
this
what I'm
is
getting
the
confused.
worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Like, it is horrible. It's the same movie I've seen the last 3 times. The
I've seen the
characters
first
don't
3.
learn.
I've seen
It's
the
all
first
about toxic relationships and going, hey, look, it's okay. You can have a toxic relationship. He could be an asshole and just absolutely put
And
you
you'll
on the
still
ground,
love him.
rub dirt in your face, and go back to him. It's
Yeah.
like grow. They don't grow, and then the ending just contradicts the
There's
whole
more
movie. And I'm
there's more
so-
growth. There's more toxic love growth on Jersey Shore.
Exactly. I'm
True
just
that.
saying.
Oh,
Oh, this is one of the most frustrating because you're like, oh, she's finally learning. No, she isn't. It's just, I don't know why I put myself through it, but I'll be there for the 5th one to rant on because I just
Yeah.
like to rant on it.
We know you're going to
Wow.
watch that
It's-
next one.
It's awful. And a close, well, not really close, but second would be like the Jeepers Creepers movie. That's just awful as well. So,
Yeah, I didn't bother with that one either.
yeah, the worst green screen I've ever seen. Worst green screen.
Gotcha. Justin?
There's a
The worst
lot,
movie?
but overall, I'd say, as a collective, like I wouldn't say it's the worst movie, but the one that disappointed me the most, and the one that just like I just didn't click with was Elvis. I just
Wow.
Hot take.
Hot take.
That's a
it
hot
was like
take.
it was like 3 hours long, and
It
like,
was definitely too
They
long.
have Colonel Phillips who like talks like this in real life and stuff, but he like sounds like Borat in the movie for some reason. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hello, Mr. President, how are you doing today?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Why does he sound like this, dude?" And like, I'm watching a movie take place in like the 1950s, and I'm hearing like Doja Cat and rap music and stuff. I was like, "Dude, this doesn't fit." Like, I know he did that with Gatsby and stuff like that, but I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed very phoned in. Austin Butler, like, I think he did a good job. I think that's the one thing I liked about that movie. But there's just like a lot of scenes where it's just like, I mean, his eyebrows and hair look really, really dyed in this scene. Like it just seems a lot of like phoniness and like over embellishment and stuff like that. And there's a lot more Elvis interpretations that have been done better, in my opinion.
You know, now that you're saying
Gotcha.
that, Justin, I agree. Like, I thought that like there was some good elements, but it was just sort of messy. But he did really well. And let me backtrack what I said about Morbius, because you said you loved it or you liked it.
I liked it. It wasn't great or anything.
Yeah, I think what pissed me off about Morbius was that there was so much potential. I felt like they left on the bone there. But now that you're saying that, I don't know if you guys saw Maryland, but that was a fucking mess.
Yeah,
The
everyone hated
Armo
that one.
movie.
I avoided that like the plague.
That was a mess.
I heard. I don't know if this
There's
is true or not.
so
But people
much
were saying it
negativity
was
about
like it was some sort of plot to like just expose her sexuality or something like that. The actress
Yeah.
or something.
Oh, is this blonde?
Yeah,
blonde.
Yeah.
Blonde, yeah.
That's,
From what I heard in the background, I think the director mainly wanted because he wanted to see like Anna de Armas topless. So I mean, like,
oh,
dude,
wow.
quite a few times
So
in the
he's
movie,
pulling
but
it-
I mean, we
getting-
all want to see that, but yeah, that's
He's
just
almost pulling
terrible.
a James Cameron with Transformers.
Yeah, and Justin, like you said, like it feels like there's embellishments. Like with Elvis, it's still grounded in reality to some extent, but with Blonde, it was just,
it's just
it was not even based on anything. It was just all like his own interpretation, which I feel like you have to like make it very obvious that this is some embellishment of some sort. But it was sort of presented as if it was like this true story kind of thing, which I didn't like.
Yeah, and I'm listening to certain tracks. Like I like the Eminem and like CeeLo collab with Elvis and stuff. But I like even the Doja Cats. Like I think they're decent tracks, but it's just in that movie. There's something in my ADHD brain that's not clicking with me. And I'm just like, this isn't right. Why are they doing this?
Well, you know, one of my pet peeves in movies is that I hate when they take a period piece and they put modern music to it. You know, if you're gonna put me in the '60s, keep me in the '60s. I don't want to hear, like you said, Doja Cat, who wasn't even fucking thought of yet, in a movie that based in the '60s. So I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like some interpretation, like if you had like some sort of modern song, but you did like Westworld when you have them in there, and like obviously it's like in modern day, but like we'll have Black Hole Sun playing, but it's on like the ragtime player piano, so it sounds like a classic interpretation.
Yeah,
like there's like some, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what they sort of did with the Doja
Kinda
song
went-
a little bit.
Yeah. I heard like they like mash it with what's her name, Mama Thornton.
Yeah. But
yeah.
dude, to your point, it's like that era had so many bangers, so many good music. It's like, why wouldn't you just pull from them?
Well,
You know?
There's
Yeah,
that
facts.
show. There's that show Sun Records that was on CMT, and like they had this dude Drake Milligan play Elvis, and like freakishly looks just like him. Like it's so creepy, and I think like they did that era really cool because it was like him, Jerry Lee Lewis. I think they just need in general to do biopics a little bit different. Like it doesn't need to be about one person; it could be about multiple people in an era or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Rant
lost
over.
interest. I lost interest in biopics though, man. Because 9 times out of 10 they don't get them right. Like that Whitney Houston movie, I'm not going to watch because they've done like maybe 5 or 6 Whitney Houston movies already, like on Lifetime and BET. I don't want to see another one. Probably the best biopic I've seen maybe is Ray. Probably Ray. Or,
I like Ray.
Yeah.
Ray's pretty
Like,
good.
even Straight Outta Compton. Straight Outta Compton was cool, but
you
you could tell Dr. Dre had his stamp all over that because they made Dre look like he was a hero / badass, and he was the opposite of both of those. You know, Dre was an alcoholic, a woman abuser. You know what I'm saying? And none of that was in the movie, man. But I get it. You know, if your name is, you're not gonna make yourself look bad. But you know, just show the factual. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Weird, but it's
like
weird enough that
so-
they haven't made a Beatles biopic that I know of.
No.
Not
There's
yet.
a really long documentary that came out this year too.
The
which
Peter
is pretty
Jackson one,
solid.
Yeah,
but-
Peter Jackson did it.
Yeah, sorry, worst movie, Elvis.
Yeah. But also too, like what you said though, Justin, like The Social Network, it's obviously about Mark Zuckerberg, but it's about so many other people, and I feel like that is a better way to approach a biopic, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, because like bring Little Richard and bring like other, like I know they dabbled with that a little bit, but it's just like you could have multiple people from different stories. Yeah. Something different.
Gotcha. Mike.
I would say, I mean, my number one was a movie called The Forgiven. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie.
Yes, I've seen that.
I saw your rant on your video on your channel the other day. It was hilarious.
So before I kind of mention anything, Alex, what did you think of it?
Mate, I was so excited. I love Jessica Chastain. I love Ralph Fiennes. Matt Smith in it. I was so excited for it. I walked out there and I was like, what is the actual point of that movie? Like, there's no meat. I literally ate a burger with just 2 buns. That's what it felt like. I come out and there was nothing. I sat there and I was like, the only thing that's good in there.
Some people like eating buns. I don't know.
I'm sitting there and I was just like, what is the point?
I'm glad it's
no
not
story.
I'm glad it's not just me because like Ralph Fiennes got this really serious arc of like going with like this, like because this little boy dies, so he goes with the father to like do a burial for the son. So you've got this tension. Then in the meantime, Jessica Chastain's like having like an orgy party and
and like cheating on
I'm like,
what is going on
right now?
Right. How do they market that for filming? Like people needed for a fake orgy.
It was so weird. And just
Lost the boys. Oh wow.
Mike, is that the movie where you told the story where the dude fell asleep and the daughter had to wake him up?
No, that's Amsterdam. I can tell the story quickly if you want. Though.
Yeah, please.
I'm down.
Right, so basically, just a quick story is I went to see the movie Amsterdam. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it.
No, not yet.
Please don't.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad. So basically, long story short, was I was in the back row, and this movie's like 2 hours, 2 and a bit hours, I can't remember. And in front of me was this girl, and like I think it was her dad. I think it was anyway, like an older guy. I think it's seen like a dad or granddad to me. And it got to about nearly 2 hours in. At this point, I was kind of like, you know, like that, right? That's how the movie had me. I was nearly falling asleep. Anyway, this girl, I turned my attention, and she was like shaking her dad. She's like, "Dad," I think it was her dad anyway. Like, "Dad," and like he wasn't moving, right? So she turned over she turned in my direction and was like, can you get help? Because she was in the shock. So here I was. I was like, wow, this is more exciting than the movie. I was like,
yeah, right.
Okay, wow. So I was in shock. So I ran straight out. I went down the stairs. I grabbed the cinema employee and said, look, I think someone's passed out in the cinema. Can you go get some help? Or something. I was like, I didn't know what to do. So they're like, yeah, we'll go get our manager, no problem. So I went back in, obviously go check on the girl, see if she was all right, and say that. I walked back in, he was awake at this point. He was just flat out asleep.
I mean, at least you had a good heart, though. So it's just like
Man, I mean, that was a great story, but I mean,
Mike could have made the news. As
Yeah.
a
Man,
hero.
the funny thing is, when I went back in, I was like, "This is Rashad G, right?"
No, but listen, no, okay, but
No, you hear Rashad. You hear that snore.
no, but the difference is I sleep in like 3 to 5 second intervals. Okay, so it's like I doze off for a few seconds, then I wake up. So I've never been like knocked out yet
Passed
in
out.
the theater.
Little
Oh
shower.
man, this guy was passed out. He was getting shook. Like,
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
And
that's
when you walk
bad.
back in, was the girl like, "Oh, just kidding, he's fine," or what was she like?
well, so when I went back in, he's awake. And I was like, "Is he all right?" She's like, "Oh yeah, he must have just been sleeping." I went back downstairs.
False alarm, guys. False alarm.
Don't need help anymore.
Just like,
Oh,
guys.
terrible. That is really terrible. I mean, I'm
And
glad
Lee,
that he's
what-
alive. But
Jamie Lee, what about yours? Did you have a worse one, or did I not pay attention and you said it already?
movie or series?
Movie? Worst
Movie would be Thor. That was
Okay.
probably I
Mm.
really.
You and I had a fun video.
Oh, dude, I was
I
so
get it.
excited to see Thor, and like even seeing Chris Hemsworth's ass, like it just wasn't enough
It
to make
wasn't.
that movie any good at all. It was terrible.
Like I'm not on the hate train of Love and Thunder. There's stuff I liked in it.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
like
like
Christian
anything,
Bale's
Jacob.
Thor. I liked aspects of it, but compared to how awesome Ragnarok was, it was a disappointment. Like
Yeah.
there's
So
just there's no tone in the movie. Like you got Christian Bale going around wanting to kill all the gods, and then on the flip
Yeah.
side you got screaming goats and Thor's naked bomb and
Those freaking
you
goats!
got
I know you
Thor
liked it,
having
Rashad,
a
but-
Thor having a love triangle with Jane and his hammer or whatever. It was-
Yeah.
You cannot add cancer to a movie and just act as if it's a footnote. Like that's a
Yeah.
big thing,
Right.
you know?
But to be
Yeah.
fair, I'm not gonna even try to be that guy. But that's a Marvel thing.
It is. It is.
Like-
yeah.
Like in whatchamacallit, was Black Widow when Yelena's talking about having like her like ovaries like scraped out or whatever, how she
Yeah.
can't have kids anymore, and then but she
Yeah.
makes like a joke about it. I'm like,
Mm.
what?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
a prime
pretty
example
Marvel
of that is one I was like researching, I don't even know why, the worst lines of the movie, and one of them is, "You're a team now, team kids in a cage." Kids in a cage, is that supposed to be funny? Like,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
a mom, I'm sitting there going, that is just, where does
Weird.
that humor come
Yeah.
from? Because I'm
Right.
down for dumb shit. Like Ragnarok was hilarious, but what the fuck is that? That is
Yeah.
terrible. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
but
the
it-
part I hated
terrible.
in Love and Thunder was where Thor transfers his lightning powers to the kids,
to the kids.
and they have Thor's powers, and I'm like, am I watching Shark Boy and Lava Girl right now?
Shark
What is this?
And they like straight up ripped
That
the
was- this
scene
is
from the
stupid.
boys. The boys, he holds like the kid, and you know, you've got the
Yeah.
laser eye baby shooting, and that's funny because you know it's the boys and it's expected. Well, not really
Yeah.
expected, but you know, it's fun. But
Yeah.
in this, like the same thing, they've got like the kid holding the teddy, and she's doing the same laser eye thing. I'm like, God, you guys aren't even being original at this point. Like it's
Mm-mm.
literally shit. The whole thing.
I like
I'm
Marvel,
sorry,
but
it is.
I like Marvel, but
I
I,
like
think in
that.
general, Marvel just needs to push the envelope. Like, it's sort of pissing me off a little bit because, like, I feel like you look at a movie like Everything Everywhere All at Once, whether you liked it or not, it's like push the boundaries a little bit with the
Mhm.
genre. Like, I
Facts.
get it's gonna,
Yeah.
you're trying to hit a mainstream audience, but it's like when you have all these diverse characters, and I don't mean like skin tones. I'm talking about characters that have shit coming out of their hands. It's like you're telling me that the best story we can get is just the simple hero journey, like. Give me
Yeah.
something else. Give me a mystery movie. Give me like even a rom-com. Like, how have you not nailed a rom-com? Like, the romance in Marvel is terrible.
Listen, I mean, I know most of y'all will agree, but I think since The Boys came out, The Boys has crushed anything Marvel has done in
Yeah.
the past couple of years, you know, with
Yeah.
the exception of Endgame. You know what I'm saying? The Boys is everything Marvel should be doing, The Boys is doing right now.
I think
Yeah,
DC
I
can
think
touch
it's
that.
a tough thing because it's just like Marvel. In my opinion, there's some movies that kind of stand. Like I thought, like Winter Soldier and like the new Doctor Strange kind of stood out from like their normal formula. Like you felt the director's hand on it a little bit more than other
Mhm.
movies. But it's like a lot of the movies, it's got like the same humor, the same like you're getting into the villain of Ant-Man 2, and then his like 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 his phone's like ringing and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like,
Right.
Yeah.
man, we need to see like spy movies. We need to see like Marvel horror movies, like
Yes.
Werewolf by
Mhm.
Night, something that's completely different, but it still can fit in.
Fit in.
Yeah.
Right.
Jamie, I've got to head off.
Yeah, I know. All right,
But
we
that-
will catch you after. We'll watch you after our
Mike, real
stream,
quick,
but
we're serious, real quick.
Let's see.
we haven't even got to the 2023. I'm so sorry,
Dude,
Mike.
that's all right. Dude, I really don't know. I don't watch many series.
Ah.
If Amsterdam was a series, that. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Amsterdam broken up into half-hour
No
segments.
worries, son.
Right, see you later,
See you,
guys.
Mike.
All right,
Good
catch you
night.
later.
See you,
Thank you
dude.
for jumping on.
Bye, Mike.
You miss him already. Look at you, Justin. You're taking center stage now. You got Mike's spot.
Oh shit.
Big expectations. All right, the next one was. Oh my God, go away, porn. Let me just block these peeps real quick.
Yeah, but Justin, those specials that Marvel pulled off, like I thought those were some of the best things that they've done. And I'm not a big Guardians fan. I know that's a hot take. That's extremely hot. But
Yeah.
like the holiday special, I was like, damn, I cannot wait to see Volume 3 now. You
Right?
know?
Yeah,
I was pretty underwhelmed and disappointed with most of the Disney Plus Marvel shows, but the Werewolf by Night I thought was a breath of fresh air. And
Yeah.
my favorite thing they did was the Guardians holiday special. Of course, I am a fan of the Guardians movies. So
Yeah,
that-
I think
that's
that
why
was
I
very well
for the
done.
cake.
Like you felt like some heart, you felt some emotion, and even though like you could notice like the budget was a little less, it's
Yeah.
just that like after Guardians 2 or whatever, it's just it seems a lot different. Like they actually put some effort into it. And I think James Gunn probably wanted to do that before he departed.
Right.
Yeah, and one last thing I'll say, Jamie, so we can move on, but is I feel like when you look at something like Black Panther, where they take time to like think about the music and the set, and it's like doesn't matter if you like it or not, it's like the intention. They're like actually trying to build a world, and it's like it feels like with some of these movies they just aren't building a world. Like I'm tired of seeing fucking New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
True. Yeah. Did anyone else want to contribute to that worst series before we move along?
I will comment on worst series because there is a show that I actually did hate. And I'm going back to the Marvel She-Hulk. It is trash.
That's mine too.
Yeah.
Mine
It
too.
is all like the CGI is laughably bad. Like I could not once buy that this like 3-dimensional CGI character is interacting with these real people. I like the lead actress fine. I thought she was trying to carry the show on her back, but the forced humor was terrible. Its attempt to do social commentary, terrible.
Yeah.
There's no conflict in the story.
Freaking
The
like
final
she's
episode.
Go ahead, sorry.
The final episode is embarrassing. Like she literally breaks the fourth wall, climbs out of Disney Plus, and talks to Kevin Feige, the robot, and changes the entire show. It is aimless. It's like it was an insult.
It is
to
insulting. That's
anyone
exactly
watching.
what it
It's like,
is.
there's no point to the show. And even like the origin story made no sense. Like she learns to control her powers in a day because I'm a woman and I'm better than the Hulk.
She was
And the Hulk
catcalled, man.
The
You don't know
Hulk
what that's like.
learned.
That's
The
so
Hulk,
hard.
he had to like be on the run. He had to learn how to embrace himself and be at peace. It took him like 15 years. You're telling me this woman can do it in a day? It didn't make
I
sense
just
to me.
hated the disrespect for him. Like he's trying to help you. He loves you. Not every man in this movie has to be a complete fucking jerk. Not every guy has to, but literally every guy was. It was just like they made them out to be so dumb. And it was just, as a woman even, it was insulting. Like, we're not all like this. Like, this is not a good representation of a female superhero. It's just not.
If I could extend like what Jacob said, because I definitely agree with worst series, but it's just like I wanted to see like if She-Hulk's doing lawyer shit, I want to see lawyer shit. So like certain episodes where you see like, oh, this person is having a lawyer case about a shapeshifter. I was like, well, why don't you just shift her shape and then go live her life somewhere else? Or like even they make fun of it. Like Wong's just like, oh, all right, I'm out, and then he just leaves. Like you can't control these people. But the only actual lawyer case that made sense was Matt Murdock, and he's talking about like rocket fuel, like you use this, you use that for your weapon. I was like, all right, this is finally cool. Like I'm actually like getting one court case, but it's like at the end, like Jake was talking about, like she can change her in reality with the help of Kevin. I was like, damn, Thanos needed like 15 movies before he could do that shit or something.
Right?
Kang, who's Kang?
Yeah. Well, what does that
going
set up
back to
for Deadpool and stuff? You know what I mean? Like, can he break the fourth wall and then that whole movie was pointless like this series was? It's such a cop out and a shit end to a shit series.
Go ahead, Jacob. Yeah, go.
Going back to the lawyer stuff, like that could have been interesting if Matt Murdock was in
Yeah.
the show more, but most of the court cases were just so boring. Like half of it was like one was like copywriting the use of magic or whatever. Like, what are we
Yeah,
doing?
dude, like
You tell me one
hinting
can't go
at-
grab it?
Hinting at
Right.
Ghost Rider for the first time in the MCU, like unless you count Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know Kevin Feige doesn't, but like ABC or Disney does. What I don't know.
Yeah.
But like besides the Ghost Rider and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like you have Johnny Blaze, but his name is Donnie Blaze. I was like, dude, come on, man. Why do you gotta like slap us in the face like this? We want the Marvel like dark universe to come.
I think a better
it's pretty
show
bad.
is to see sort of like, because Jamie, you're talking about how like all the men are evil and stuff. Like, I like this show called Sex Lives of College Girls. It's on HBO Max. Super funny. It's written by women. On this show, like whenever you see some guy sort of act like a dick or like toxic or whatever, they showcase like what you would like what is the expectation, or like an optimistic sort of way where like in She-Hulk, it was just all the men were terrible. But I was like, where is like the positive men in this world? And it just felt like and I was thinking like, okay, yeah, there was no balance. And it's like when you watch something with a villain, you want to see a hero. So you're like, oh, so that's how I should act. That's how we should be in society. Like there wasn't anything like that. It was just like Jacob said, like the cases were all over the place. And like there's so many lawyer shows to pull from where you can like use copyright, show people how that works, but it just never felt that fucking way. It was just
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like watching The Color Purple. You know, like all men are just evil.
Yeah.
If you've seen The Color Purple, yeah.
But unlike The Color Purple is actually a good movie, whereas She-Hulk is trash.
Yeah, I don't think nobody would disagree with that one, Jacob. That shit was except for my cousin. Me and my cousin actually had a fight about that because he was riding hard for She-Hulk. He's like, man, She-Hulk is better than Black Adam. I said, you know, you're trolling me right now. I can't argue with you, bro.
What? No way. Not even.
He actually said that. He like said, he said he calls Rock Pebble, right? He said, yeah, Pebble was terrible in the movie. She-Hulk is way better. I'm like, bro, what are you saying? Yeah.
No way. Jacob's favorite series of all time, Mike reckons. There you go.
The favorite series to bash on.
Yeah. Another one I'd like to.
Oh, sorry, Alex.
Another one I'd like to throw in there is the Resident Evil one on Netflix.
A lot of people were disappointed with that. Hey,
I
you liked it.
that.
I loved it. Yeah.
Oh,
Go
my.
ahead.
I absolutely hate it. Like, I'm not even the biggest Resident Evil fan. Like, I haven't played the games or anything like that. I absolutely hated it. I hated our main character. That ending where she gets shot. What is going on with that? I just thought it's so lackluster. The characters are boring. They are there's this really cool sequence in the tunnel with these creatures and that. I thought that was the best moment of the whole thing. Yep. That was all cool. I felt like they just could have used a lot more of that to really hone in on those horror elements. I thought the way that it was edited with the flashbacks sequences was messy and it didn't make a cohesive story. Made me follow like what is going on here. There's jump here. I'm like, what the hell is actually happening? The dog, that whole sequence was just like, I mean,
I can even admit, as someone who did like it a lot, I like the future plotline wasn't that interesting.
It didn't. It didn't work.
Like the only interesting part is like the action sequences in the future plotline, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. And I like the father. I think he was the best part of the series.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I just, as not even a Resident Evil fan, I felt like it had a lot of promise, but I felt like it didn't work, and obviously it didn't because it didn't get renewed for a season 2. And I just thought that ending was just atrocious.
I think
not quite She-Hulk level, but
I think a lot of people who played the games and stuff like that, like me, like they watched the first 2 episodes like this is shit. It's got nothing to do with anything, and then they kind of open the book as like 5, 6, 7, 8 come along. Like, this is how this happened. This is how it's tied into this. This is like a new spin on it, and we're mixing like original and new. I was like, all right, well at least that's something. It's not like I can watch the original Resident Evil movies as like stupid action movies, but it's like the Fast and the Furious presents Resident Evil kind of like it's just Like the character is an original character because Paul W.S. Anderson loves to put his wife in everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just like, all right, well, at least they're trying to tie into the games. It's something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Best actress
Of 2022.
of last year. Yeah. Who
Best
was gave the best performance of last year?
You tell us.
I
think
got an easy one.
Yep. Sorry, Jacob. Yep.
No, Jamie, you can go first.
I think Angela Bassett from Wakanda Forever. I think her performance as Queen Ramonda just so perfect. I can't. I mean, I haven't seen her in anything else last year to compare it to, but I just thought she blew it out of the park with that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
I agree.
a fantastic monologue where she's like, I've lost everything. That whole monologue, I forgot the actual.
Come on, Jacob, you gotta do it, man. Come on, do it. I am the queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is dead. Have I not given everything? Come on, man.
Let's give Rashad the Oscar.
Rashad.
Give him the Oscar.
That honestly, that scene right there, just that was so powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you can tell like with all the actors, like Chadwick was their friend, so when he died, it was like a big blow, and you can just feel literally them processing their grief through their performances, whether Angela Bassett or Lupita Nyong'o, Letitia Wright, everyone did a phenomenal job in that movie.
Yeah,
well, question then, if this is just a random, slightly off-topic question, but if they're processing his death, would that be the second time they're processing T'Challa die because of the blip or whatever?
Because of the dusting.
Yeah. Would that be his second time he died?
I think so.
Possibly, yeah.
I guess,
Well, it's weird.
If you watch some of the Disney Plus shows, it's revealed characters that actually got dusted.
Yeah.
It was like seconds to them, so they weren't actually truly dead.
Right.
Right.
I agree. I thought that was definitely the top one, and then obviously Everything Everywhere All at Once. Michelle Yeoh was insane.
Yeah.
But I to me, those two put on crazy performances, and I don't know if you like the Woman King, but Viola Davis too.
Oh,
Viola
yeah,
Davis
100%.
is just always just, and then you think about not only that, but Peacemaker and some of these other things that she does. Like when she was in Black Adam for just what was it, 2 minutes?
A
you were
little
like,
second. Yeah.
she was fucking slapping him around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Viola Davis is bad. She's bad, man.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any other contenders in that? Or
yeah, well, I would agree. Angela Bassett is terrific in Black Panther, and I was gonna say Michelle Yeoh and Everything Everywhere All at Once. I really loved her performance. It's great seeing her headline major film and actually get some heavy award contender and still give a very heartfelt performance. I think another one I would throw in there, looking at my top 10 of the year, I would throw in Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman in the Batman. I thought she was excellent, and I like that pretty much her character has an arc just like Batman, and you really see in that movie where Batman goes on his path of heroism while Catwoman goes more down the path of vengeance, which was where Batman was at the beginning of the movie. And I really liked her chemistry with Robert Pattinson was great. And another one I'd highlight is Janelle Monáe in Glass Onion. I really loved her performance and the intricacies of her character.
Yeah, I agree. I really loved one of the lines in Catwoman that really stood out to me was Batman saying like, "Don't throw your life away," and Catwoman turns around and she's like, "Don't worry, honey, I've got 9 of them," or something like really cocky. I was like, "Oh yes, girl, get it!" Like, I really enjoyed her performance as well.
Another performance that really sticks out too. I don't know if you guys have seen The Fabelmans, and I'm embarrassed because I
haven't seen.
I can't remember her name, but she plays. There you go. Yeah, she played Spielberg's mother. Knocked out the park. Great performance.
Nice.
She played a great Marilyn Monroe as well. In another movie, like I think it's like A Weekend with Marilyn or something like that. So check that out if you like her. Definitely check that her version out of Marilyn.
Emma Stone as Catwoman. That would be interesting.
Would be an interesting Catwoman.
Interesting.
I would pick like if I had to say. You said best actor or actress, right?
No,
I don't think I've got to the actor yet, but yeah, if you want to start that off.
What was it? I had a brain fart. It's like completely
best actress.
Is it actress?
Yeah.
I picked Breck Passenger from Stargirl. It's a little bit of a what do you call that? Bias. I do.
Yeah,
But
that's very biased.
I think yeah, it's very. But there's like this one scene. And it's sorry if I'm spoiling a little bit for you, but like Starman's in the show, and like that, yeah. But like the whole thing was like she thought Starman was her dad, and then in this new season he's kind of being a dick, and she's like breaking up, talking about it. He's like, look, like you've done all this left and right, and he's just like, you've done this to my family. Then he's just like, I really hope when I was younger that you were my father, and I thank God every day that you aren't. I was like, oh,
damn.
I heard that final season's fire.
Yeah, like this I guess especially with DC, like just hearing like real world shit like that, like Shazam when he goes to see his mom, and he's just like, oh yeah, like she doesn't want you, like she just like left you at the. I was just like, yeah, when it's darker shit like that, it's like real world. It's like that hits.
That's why I think DC could, like, if Marvel doesn't get their stuff together, like I could see DC surpassing at some point, because like DC can get dark like that. They can do those werewolf at night kind of things in their like premiere blockbuster movies, where Marvel is like, it's always got this kid friendly gloves on always, you know?
Yeah.
Like, look at the death scene alone in Thor. Like, they took the piss out of a scene that really could have been super emotional, super powerful. Somebody having cancer and dying. That is so relatable to literally every person on fucking earth. And yet they made a joke out of that. You know, whereas, as you said, Justin, like putting that in the perspective of DC, like they take those real life things and you actually feel them. Like whether or not the movie's shit or not, like you feel something. I
like
felt
someone says like, I thank God you aren't my father. I'm like, oh,
wow.
Damn.
That's it. That's it. Well, I want to acknowledge one more too. Mia Goth is Pearl. Crazy.
I haven't seen that.
Ever seen Pearl?
Not yet.
No. I think if we're counting
I heard.
TVs.
Wait, are you telling me I'm the only motherfucker here that has seen Pearl?
I think Mike had, but Mike's abandoned us. So yep.
Okay.
I'm surprised
it didn't come out here.
Oh,
it didn't come out in the theater. Didn't come out in the theater here.
It hasn't. Okay. Well, if you can get a chance to watch, even if you don't, okay, because I didn't like X at all. X was like horrible to me, but Pearl was amazing. Like Mia Goth, like she's a rock star. So for a first chance you get, watch that movie. Like it's on the level of Kathy Bates' Misery. Like she crazy, psychotic, scary, and yet sexy at the same time in a weird way.
I got one more.
Everything I look for in a future girlfriend.
Crazy, psychotic, sexy.
Well, this is why I'm single now, because for some reason I'm attracted to psychotic women. And it always ends up bad. I don't know what it is, so that's why I just say, you know what? Let me just get out the game.
Well, we know what it is. Crazy, psychotic.
Yeah. Like when somebody slaps you in the face with a raw piece of chicken, that's how you know, shit just got real. And I'm like, well, what am I doing? Sitting there with a drumstick imprint in my face, with Flower and Larry Caesar shit. Like, my choice of women is not good.
Actually, I got one more performance to throw in on actors if we're counting TV performances.
Any
Sadie
actress.
Sink is Max in the new season of Stranger Things. I thought she was just a throwaway character in previous seasons, but seeing her grief being poured out, I think especially in the episode where it looks like her life may be at the very end because she saw all those visions and stuff, and she's at the graveyard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was probably the most emotionally heartfelt scene I've seen all year. And this is just a TV show we're talking about.
Yeah.
She was incredible.
She's just like coming to grips with like it could be the end, like you said, and I'm just like, most people just like wouldn't be like, nah, that's not gonna happen, or like,
Yeah, I got goosebumps literally just thinking about that scene where she was like, I don't care, or not like this, but basically saying she doesn't care if she dies. And then that point, as you say, Justin, where she realizes like this could be it. And she's like, I don't want to die. You know what I mean? And that related so much to that Spider-Man scene, where Pete's like holding on to Tony and he's like, saying his iconic stuff there, like, oh man, and it hurts you so much more because like you think they're kids, you know what I mean? She's just a bloody kid, that's so sad, man.
Her and Lucas as scene partners, like that scene where they're in the attic, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was high when I watched it, and like and when Lucas like changes into like Vecna, I was like, holy shit! It happened so quick, but like his mannerisms change, his voice changes, like, and just those two back and forth, like they're great. Excuse me.
Bless you.
They're great scene partners, and like honestly, not that like the others are boring, but those two, like they have something there, like where it's like it feels a little bit deeper.
Yeah, I agree. Good pick, Jacob. That was good. What about actor? Who was the? Oh shit! Sorry, I'm skipping ahead there.
Megan,
Best
best
actor.
actor.
She was the best actor, clearly. Yeah. What do you guys think about who, male-wise, who took the cake?
It's tough.
We can make a dirty
There's a lot of
joke,
them.
but I'll keep. I won't say anything.
I got a couple of performances that I've seen that I could fall in that description. TV wise, probably John Cena as Peacemaker. I didn't love the show, but I loved his performance and character arc. And that series showed that, hey, we can take John Cena seriously as an actor now. So I gotta give him credit for that.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna highlight Ke Huy Quan and Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was nice seeing him come back after being in hiatus for so long. Probably my favorite scene of the whole year is that action scene with the fanny pack.
Oh, yeah.
Start working that sequence.
It's like his Brendan Fraser moment was that movie. So he's now coming back. I think he's gonna be in Loki season 2 now, right? From what I heard.
He is.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
Hi,
excited
Kimbo.
about that. I would say Austin Butler is Elvis. He literally transformed into Elvis, and I actually did really like that movie, even with all its flaws. And I think Austin Butler is the highlight of that movie. And then two other performances I'm going to highlight. Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick. I enjoyed seeing the older version of Maverick, yet he's still the same character. And Tom Cruise definitely brought a lot into that performance. And I think the other one I'm going to say that I really enjoyed this year, I know it's a sequel, but I still got to highlight it because I love the character so much. Daniel Craig is Benoit Blanc in Glass Onion. He is awesome.
What did you think of the accent? Because everyone hated it, and I was like, "That's
I love the
fantastic."
accent. Of course, I live in the East Coast of the U.S., and so I hear a lot of these like thick Southern accents all the time. Maybe not. I'm not in the deep South. I'm in Virginia, but I do hear some over the top accents. Sometimes.
You're more South than me, man.
So. To me, I'm used to hearing these accents and knowing, Daniel Craig's, British. He's been James Bond for many years. The fact that he's able to pull that off and do a convincing accent is amazing to me.
Yeah. Same. I really loved it. I thought it was great. And
Jacob
I found
nailed them
myself.
all.
Yeah, totally. I found myself walking around the house like mocking him. You know what I mean? Like copying his accent the whole time.
Like the Colonel Sanders like accent or whatever.
So good. What were we doing? So
best
actor.
actor,
Oh yeah, I've
best
got
actor,
one.
series or movie.
Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin. Absolute. I didn't know he was that good. Like I knew he was good, but in that movie he was just man. I've never been so invested in a friendship where two people love hate.
What was the movie called?
The Banshees of Inisherin.
It's on HBO Max.
I'm looking it up right now.
Have you watched The Lobster, Alex?
Oh, sorry?
Have you watched The Lobster?
No.
Oh, yeah. The Lobster's fucking crazy.
He's in that. It's crazy, but he's fantastic. He's really good.
He is.
And
this movie.
he's the Penguin. He's also the Penguin.
I gotta highlight the Penguin.
Yeah.
If you hadn't told me that was Colin Farrell, I would have thought it was Robert De Niro in makeup.
He's probably gonna win like best actor or up there for me, I think, because like you said, Banshee was amazing, but then just to throw Penguin in there too. I mean, dude just transformed himself. Like
he's got a good range too. Like he can take on like really serious dramas to like comedy, and I really like him too, Alex. Good.
Did him and The Gentleman? Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Rashad, any actors?
Well, right now it's popular to say Brendan Fraser in The Whale, which I did see, and he's definitely gonna get nominated. Like, there's no doubt about it. His performance was I really liked it, but at the same time it was very disturbing because it made me never want to touch food again.
Like uncomfortable.
And I'm not saying that in a joking way either. Like I was literally eating some popcorn and just watching him in his performance. I put that motherfucker down. I said, I don't want to touch food ever again.
No more. Yeah, gotcha.
I'm done. Yeah. You know, it was very heartfelt. He was in pain through the whole movie. Like the whole movie, he was, you know, gasping for air. He was like in pain. You know what I'm saying? Sweating profusely, literally killing himself with food, throwing up. You know, so it was a very hard movie to watch. So yeah, I gotta say his performance actually really stands out. And and I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm one of his biggest haters, but Robert Pattinson, Batman.
Oh yeah.
I think
Hater.
Twilight,
Oh man, you and I after this, we're gonna talk, bro. We're gonna talk because you got me sick right now, man.
I think we've talked about this before that everybody expected Robert Pattinson to suck and he didn't.
Yeah.
So I think
It's like every Batman actor, I feel.
Yeah, you know, Jesse, you took the words out of my mouth, man. I said from now on, I'm just gonna shut up because every time they announce a Batman villain or Batman himself, I'm like, what? Heath Ledger is a Joker?
and then
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah.
So from now, I'm just gonna shut up. I'm just gonna be quiet. Yeah.
Have you seen Good Time?
Which one?
That was a good movie, yeah.
Nah.
With Robert Pattinson?
His brother's like slightly special or something like that, right?
Yeah, if you would have watched that before, you'd be like, nah, this is the guy for the job for sure. Like he's legit, man.
That's
like
good.
And the Lifehouse as well. But let's not get into him too much. But yeah, like it's
my first exposure to him was Twilight, because my daughter had me watch the Twilight movies, and I'm like, so when they said Robert Pattinson Batman, I'm like, I said the sparkly vampire,
the sparkly guy,
or the dude from Harry Potter,
right? The one that ties.
But he actually killed. Like I gotta say, he's probably my favorite Batman. I mean, if I rank him, I say Pattinson, Affleck, Bale, and then Keaton.
Yeah. Oh, cool. My one, I think Alex, you gave yours. Hey. Yep, sweet ass. My one would be, and I say it every year, Anthony Starr from The Boys as Homelander. He all the time, he's just phenomenal. He's fantastic, and he never gets recognized for it. He's a Kiwi, which is a really annoying. Sorry, love my Kiwi friends, but he's got like a Kiwi accent, and you would never tell as Homelander. You would never tell that he's got this accent. I think the scene with him talking to himself in front of the mirror, the expressions that he gave. Oh, I was blown away. I'm always blown away by him, but that scene specifically, I was like, man, you are fantastic. How do you not get recognized? Like, blows my mind. So I'm going to go with Anthony Starr's Homelander. Yeah. Anyone else?
He's scary. He's scary too because, like, whenever you see Homelander on screen, like, I feel uneasy. Like, okay, what is he going to do? He's so unstable and so unpredictable.
Yeah.
It's like at any moment he's going to laser somebody.
All the sporadic shit. Like, I haven't watched the new season yet, but it's just like all the sporadic shit. Like, you could see him actually like doing something for the people, but then he'll just do something for commercial success, kind of, you know, or it's completely random. Then you'll see him drinking titty milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to go with Brian O'Halloran for Clerks 3. I don't know if anyone of y'all saw Clerks 3 or any of the other Kevin Smith movies or anything like that. But, I mean, Jay and Silent Bob, Kevin Smith, Clerks, Dogma, like all those movies. He's someone who's just been like a background actor and just been like a B actor. But for the first time, like if you would imagine just a B actor that like y'all haven't heard of or he hasn't done too much, and then finally seeing a movie where like he's on screen, he's screaming, he's crying, he's like, you see the redness in his eyes and he's getting emotional and stuff. It's like, holy shit. Like the whole notion is like these guys are just in there and they're a part of the movie, they're part of the puzzle, and it's like, yeah, like they can just act the best they can, whatever. But I actually see him like act in scenes in this. I was like, oh damn. So like Brian O'Halloran, Clerks 3, I think so.
Nice.
Awesome, cool. All right, let us jump into movies of this year because it's the new year. Whoop whoop.
Woo,
and so, Happy New Year, everybody that's watching.
Merry New Year.
Yes.
Merry.
So we're going to do like a hit or miss because there's lots of cool movies coming out this year, and I only named a couple of them. So yeah, basically we'll just go around the board, and I'll put the little screenshot thing on the presentation thing, and just tell me if hit or miss. If you're going to watch it, if you think it's going to be shit, it's a miss. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Alrighty. First one we saw before, Megan. Oh, wow! out.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I'm going a little bit quick there. Back to Megan.
Megan.
I'm getting a bit excited there. Sorry, guys. That one's a bit. All right.
Well, why don't you start then?
I liked this. I thought the trailer. This is not my type of movie. I would normally not watch this sort of shit. But yeah, when she was dancing and stuff, I was like, okay, this isn't taking itself like too seriously. It's a horror movie that I probably could get on board with. I think. What about you guys?
I'd say miss for me, just because like I love James Wan. I'm still at the end of the, I say it's a miss, but I'm still probably going to see it because the AMCA list is like the free shit. But it's just like the Chucky reboot had the robot aspect with the kid too, so I was just like, it's kind of the same.
It's been
thing,
done
ain't it?
before.
I was like, it's kind of the same thing, ain't it? But it looks like a miss for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say
I'm a little
hit,
bit
more
biased.
intrigued.
Sorry, I guess I should say, are you saying miss in the sense that we're not going to see it, or miss is just and it's like it's going to be
It's gonna
trash?
be shit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because let's be honest, majority of these we're probably going to watch anyway, even if they are.
Yeah.
So, anyone else hit or miss?
I'm
I'm
more
kinda-
intrigued about it.
I'm kind of on the fence about it because I like the premise. It looks like a neat take on like Child's Play or whatever. But then the other day I saw it got a PG-13 rating, and PG-13 in horror they tend to suck
yeah.
for the most part.
Red flag.
I
Red
do know
flag.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, there are exceptions. A Quiet Place is an exception. Drag Me to Hell, I love that movie. But aside from those, most PG-13 horror films tend to suck.
Yeah, right.
A PG-13 horror film in January. Yeah.
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
I have my concerns, but hey, Megan dancing was pretty funny.
People still
And
need
it
to
was
see
to
an
Taylor
Avatar.
Swift. Taylor Swift was in the trailer, so I was like, this is something I'm down with. But anyway,
Lord.
that's just a little bit biased. Sorry, guys. All right, let's move along. Magic Mike.
Nope.
Valentine's Day.
Do not care.
Welcome.
Do not care.
No.
Come on, you guys.
I haven't seen the first one.
Yeah,
I was
I've
so
seen the first one.
disappointed.
I haven't seen any of them.
I watched
I
the
haven't seen
first
any
one
of
like
them.
a year ago, and I thought it was gonna be one of those like movies that's like it seems like it's gonna be like a drama or serious and I was like, wait, this is just like silly. This is ridiculous. This is just shaking your body and like taking the shirt off. Like I thought it was gonna be a bit more heavy, so that was disappointing for sure.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah,
have very
it's
good
it's
chemistry,
it's made for horny women. That's what that's
Yep.
what these
Right.
movies are for.
It is.
I thought it was gonna be like the play. I thought it was gonna be like the Players Club or something like that. Like, but nah.
All right, here we go. Everyone wants
Alright.
to see this, right?
Yeah,
Obviously-
it's a hit for
Yeah.
me.
Hit.
Yeah.
Can't
This
wait.
is my most anticipated Marvel movie.
Is it?
Facts.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited to see
think-
Kang.
I think it looks
I have a feeling
decent.
this is the one that's going to be the one that's going to get people intrigued on where the next phases are going, because Phase
Yeah.
4 was kind of aimless in my opinion.
This is
Yeah.
the
They
one,
teased
yeah.
the multiverse and there's characters grieving, but other than that, there's no real through line. I think
Phase
this
4 is
one
like
where we
Phase
got-
4 is like Phase 1, but with some like 1% of like direction breadcrumbs for the whole universe.
Yeah,
I was on a
but
stream
I-
with Mike one time and someone commented and they were like, it phase bore. You know, like it was such
Yeah.
a boring phase.
Like
that
there's
it-
hints at like the like multiverse in a sense that like the whole universe is going to collapse, and Doctor Strange says something about incursion, but it's also like it's very small. Like it's
Yeah.
just like
I feel like Phase 4 gets way too much slack. Personally, like I feel like yeah, you once you have Endgame, you had to sort of have a recovery period.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
so,
fair.
like, so I get that. And I think, but to your point, I think Phase 5 or where we're about to head is about to be huge. But yeah, I think they want what they really, because you got to remember too, we were in the pandemic. I think they were just sort of throwing shit, seeing what sticks. And
Yeah.
like when you do that, it's like you're like and what's weird is like with the movies, it sort of felt like, all right, you have to see these, but the TV series you don't have to. But we didn't know that, so we're just watching all these shit properties.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I think you can sort of pick and choose. Like, I'm gonna skip that. You know.
My ADHD doesn't let me do that.
Yeah, you got to see them all.
Yeah,
Same. Yeah. Same.
I feel like She-Hulk
Yeah.
was shit, but I finished.
But I had to watch it
You're
all.
going to watch it. Yeah,
Same.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm excited
plus,
to see Kang. Sorry, Jacob.
Yeah, I was about to say that this is going to be our real introduction of Kang, and they're teasing him as like the next big bad.
He is
and
the
I'm
big
excited
bad.
to-
Yeah,
I
and I want to
understand.
see that bad. I want to see Ant-Man die. Like I
Yep,
don't,
kill
but
him.
fucking give me something big from
Yeah.
this guy. You know, like
Yeah.
really come out with a bang and show us that this phase is like he ain't fucking around. You know,
There's
like
too
I
many
got
he's
trust
bad.
issues.
There's
I
too
got
many
trust
ant
issues with
people now
Marvel.
too.
Yeah. But I got trust issues with
Yeah.
Marvel. I feel like they're showing us all this Kang, and it's like he might not even show up to the third act. Honestly, Like,
Perez.
We love you,
That's how
Perez.
Marvel
I wish
is.
you were on here. Sorry to cut you off there, Tyrone. But yeah, wish you were here, buddy. Enjoy work. Happy New Year, and yeah, we'll catch up soon.
Peace.
Yep. Sorry, what were you saying?
all I'm saying was like I feel like Kang might show up in the third act. Like we might not even get
Mhm.
Kang the whole movie. Like that's sort of the bullshit that Marvel's been pulling recently, where it's like
Right.
they're not giving us what they are presenting. So I hope if he's there the whole time, it's gonna be amazing.
he
But
will.
I just
You want to feel
I
the
think it'll
villain
be that
presence
too.
and feel
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
we should be either intrigued, scared, or excited, or anything about the guy.
I'm so
Well, I'm
tired of
he's
like
done-
eating.
Look
Well,
at the
he's on the poster, so he better be in this damn
He-
movie.
Right.
Like,
I'm
Look
pretty
at
sure
the
he will.
poster.
Like Christian Bale for Gore the God Butcher. Like
Thank you.
I liked him personally, but I just think like they needed to give him more. Like there's
Yeah.
stuff that I felt was
Yeah.
like cut out, and I was just like, all right, like he's cool and all, but it's just like he's just gonna be a one-off guy in this. Like I like.
Well, he's a god butcher that kidnaps children. That was his whole thing. He was just keeping his
Yeah.
kids hostage. I'm like,
Fucking
I
crazy,
didn't
man.
see any god butchering at all except for
No.
the beginning.
yeah, but then
Right?
like it's
And that's another thing too, Rashad, is we didn't actually see the god butchering. Like we saw on a
Right.
little screen these gods. Somebody was saying, "Oh, this god's being killed off." We never actually saw him kill
Right.
any god.
Right.
You know,
yeah,
there was
he has,
no.
he has a motivation, and I thought he was like menacing, but it's just like where
didn't.
is all the meat with the character? Like where, like you said,
Yeah.
where is him killing these guys? Where is like feeling the weight of this dude?
And like
Yeah,
Jamie
right.
Lee said, Ant-Man better die or someone better die in this. And like,
Right.
give
Something,
us
something
give us
needs to
something.
get shaken up. Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
not his daughter. They recast her, and she's fine as hell. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nah, it won't be his daughter because she's going to continue on in the other things. But I definitely show me something big, you know, and that's the best way to kick open a phase, you know. I mean, as I was trying to say, look at this poster alone, you know, like he's so
Yeah.
powerful just in that little. He's got them
Right.
literally, you know, on the tip of his
In his
finger.
hand.
So yeah.
Yeah. The scary
Uh,
thing with Kang is too, you kill him, another one shows up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
saw that.
all the
in,
variants of
Because
Yeah.
how many is there? Just I know it hasn't come out yet, but is there just 2 Kangs? Right? Well, not Kangs, but you know what I mean, like from Loki
Like
and
the
then
variant.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, the variant.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
moment, these will be the first two, but I'm pretty sure
There's
we're going to see
more.
more and more Kangs
Oh,
show
yeah.
up. Because
Yeah.
it's all going to lead to Secret Wars. So
And
There's
see,
probably
Alex-
gonna be
there.
there's probably gonna be one movie where it's just like he's like walking down the street with the purple and blue hoodie. He's like, oh, excuse me, my fault, man. Like it was just like that 1 second in another movie. Like
But see, Alex, that's
We'll
the thing
see him
too. Is
pop
it's
up
like
in
they
She-Hulk.
like we know that there's multiple Kangs, but these
Yeah.
characters in the Marvel universe don't. So that's what I'm saying. Like, is this movie gonna be just them learning that there's multiple Kangs and not actually giving us that action? Like, it just
from
it
what
just-
I've
think
heard,
they need-
so.
it's like vampire. They need to find the head Kang and take him out.
mm,
We
Yeah.
from what
learned
I've
from
heard,
Loki that there's more already. So I don't
Yeah.
think this is going to be a discovery of, there's
No.
different variants of Kang. We already know that. We established
No,
that.
I know
in
that.
Loki.
No, they
So-
are-
But I'm
other
saying
characters-
the characters don't have to kind of
think-
catch up.
Like
Yeah.
Thor and
I don't
Captain
think-
America, and like Captain America, whatever.
Yeah,
because
like
I think
Thor
the whole
and,
premise
like,
of this movie is Ant-Man goes in and then Kang needs Ant-Man's help throughout the film, but turns out obviously he's a villain. And
Yeah.
he's got- I think this is going to be the introduction. I think someone is going to die, and I think they go back, and this is where they tell people what's going on here. And then I
Right.
think Loki season 2 will be the next big thing that opens up Kang to everything else. And then I think we get crumbs of Kang here and there leading up to Kang Dynasty.
Kang
And then-
Chromes are my favorite.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Stale
with him.
breadcrumbs. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree.
it's just good that he's not just an Ant-Man villain, because I was really
Same.
scared he was just going to be the Ant-Man villain. I was like, no, don't do that to Kang.
Mm. So all hit for that one, I would say Cocaine Bear. Yup.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who
It-
doesn't
it
want to
looks
see
nice.
that?
it looks so stupid. I can't look away.
Right?
Yeah.
The
Me
music
moving
alone
forward.
had me pumping. I was like, yep.
That's going to be the best
Fire.
movie since Sharknado. Yes, I can't wait for it.
There's gonna be like 7. Oh, the next movie's gonna be like Cocaine Bear Family or something. Like the Cubs get high on cocaine.
And
Cocaine
I'm
from
down. I'm down for it. I'm down for it.
Mrs. Bear
Yeah.
searching
Hey,
Odin husband. Oh god. We're already planning the sequels. Definitely a hit, that one. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, when it does this little thing. Hurry up. There we go. Dungeons and Dragons, guys. D&D. What do you reckon?
I'd say hit just because I love Sophia Lillis. Like I think like she's good in the It movies. If you ever seen Uncle Frank, she's really good in that. And this just looks like a fun movie for her, so I'm down.
Yeah.
Agreed. I haven't played any of the games. My only knowledge is them name dropping it on Stranger Things. But the trailer looks fun, and so I'm gonna say mild hit.
Like a Warcraft vibe almost.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Warcraft movie. Hopefully, it's better than that.
Okay, fair.
I think it's gonna be shit.
I'll wait till it come on HBO Max.
Yeah, it's got a main cast in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'll wait till HBO Max or Hulu or wherever it goes. I'm good.
Yeah.
Not down.
No.
I'm not a big fan of the actor.
It's like I think it's gonna like make decent money, but I think it's gonna be a movie that's like fun, like the Monster Hunter movie when that came out. I think like some people like it, some people think it's a dumb action movie, or it's just fun, or some people think it's shit. But it's just gonna come and go probably.
Yeah, gotcha.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the
Creed.
right here.
Yes.
Do you think Creed 3 will do well without Stallone? Drew is asking.
You know what, yo, I'm conflicted with this because I'm a huge like Rocky's my favorite franchise ever, right? And I always call Sly Stallone my second pops. So I feel conflicted because as bad as I want to see this movie, Sly is not down for this at all. Sly wants no part of it. He feels like Irwin Winkler and the producers, you know, they cheated him out of ownership because he wants to own part of the franchise that he helped create. And they're kind of saying, nah, fuck you. We don't need you. You built this universe, but we're making money off of it. If you want to be down with it, cool. If not, you can kick rocks. So they pretty much dissed him.
That's whack.
So, yeah, so Sly has nothing to do with this movie, nothing to do with this franchise anymore. So that's why I'm like, damn, do I want to support this?
You see Tom Cruise, like, with the Mission Impossible movies, like, he has his hand on that. Like, there's directors. It's not like he's the Kevin Feige of the Mission Impossible universe, but he has a heavy hand on those movies, and, like, rightfully so, because it's just like, Tom Cruise might be a cocky dickhead with some people, but it's just like, it's like the movies are good. I don't know. Whatever he's doing, like, people
because like you said, because he has involvement right now, Sly has no involvement. They just said, screw you.
I wish you didn't tell me that, honestly. Like, that kind of ticked me off. Like, how do you treat a man who really grew your franchise that way, you know? And we know we're getting Jonathan Majors in this, so that's exciting, right? And especially after we're gonna see Kang, we're just gonna want more of him. But yeah, that sucks.
I have a question. So Jonathan Majors is in this, and they show a flashback scene in the trailer. Is that still Jonathan Majors? Because it kind of looked like John Boyega to me, but I didn't want to sound like slightly like not racist, but like insensitive. Kind
Man,
of
all you black people look alike.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
they did a flashback, and they did that little fade John Boyega. I was just like, it looks freakishly like him. Like, I don't know if they did some de-aging or something like that. Maybe they de-aged Jonathan Majors, but like it looked like him.
Nah, he's definitely in it. I saw some pictures of him in this, and I was like, oh dang, this is gonna be Kang. Fuck me dead. Like, he's fit as in this. I mean, I don't even want to watch it for that reason. But anyway,
Wood Harris is in this, who was in Remember the Titans and Bowie Miles and stuff too. So
yeah. Wood Harris, he was in the other Creed movies as well. He plays Duke's son. But I really want to see it, but I feel guilty though, you know. Like, damn, you know. But then again, Sly doesn't know me. That's rich people problems. The man's still worth $500 million, so you know.
Yeah,
he'll be all right.
I'll get over it.
To be fair though, would you have watched it if he had have done this one? Like, is it not getting a little bit repetitive and he's getting a bit old, or is it like Maverick where? I
will watch Sly play Rocky and Rambo until he's in a wheelchair and can barely move. Sly's my second pops. I will watch him in anything. Yes.
I feel like even if he's not in it, they should have still gave him some like ownership or something.
I think they have to do some sort of hook too, because it's like, you have Creed, like I thought it was amazing, and then they had the second one, which was about like Drago's son, right? Those
baby.
And so
Drago,
like, what's the third one about? Like his buddies come back from prison or something, and they're just like, oh yeah, you're gonna train me, I'm gonna like turn on you or something.
No, yeah, well,
something happened.
they used to run the streets together, and
then
one
one
got
went to
caught, the
jail.
other one didn't, and then so Creed ended up becoming champion, while he ended up becoming what Creed, what Creed is.
What he
That's
could
what he
have been.
wanted to be.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm coming to
And
get
it's
my
in
life back.
IMAX
I'm gonna
now.
beat you. Yeah,
It's an IMAX now.
nice.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, right.
what I was gonna say on the whole Stallone thing, yeah, it sucks that he doesn't have ownership of the franchise. I wish he still had it. But as far as his character, though, I felt like Rocky has had a complete arc from
Yeah.
what we've seen in the other
Yeah.
movies. I felt like what
Definitely.
we saw at the end of Creed 2, where he's like, okay, I'm going to retire and I'm going to reunite with my family and stuff. I thought that was a sweet character moment
Definitely.
for him.
Yeah.
And I
As long as they don't
wanna
kill him
see
off
that-
screen or something.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
want to see that like undone or messed with. And I'd like to see what Creed can do on his own 2 feet.
Yeah, there you go.
And with,
He's his own
with
man.
Michael B. Jordan
Mhm.
directing it and Creed is his own man, obviously taking the advice from Rocky and going in his own direction, I'm excited to see the story on that level.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So that one's pretty much going to be a hit, I reckon. Oh, God, I don't even know I'm putting this one up, but anyway.
Scream.
Yeah.
I already
Scream,
know.
what
I
is
can
it,
tell you
70?
on that one. It's 6.
Oh, God.
It's a miss for me.
Yeah.
One, I didn't care for Scream 5. Wes Craven was missed. I felt like he was the only person that can make a Scream movie so good. And then what turned me off from the new one completely was what they did with Neve Campbell. How like she had a dispute over like salary and she's not in the movie anymore. And she's like the original final girl, Sidney Prescott. You can't do her dirty like that. Yeah, you got
Facts.
Courtney Cox, and yeah, some of the actors I liked in the last movie, like Jenna Ortega and stuff's back, but I don't care. This is the first Scream movie where I'm like, I don't care to see this in theaters.
yo,
Just jumping back a little
Yo,
bit,
Mike.
just Stallone there.
yo, Mike's fucking with me, man.
Oh, you bring the last
I
one.
would- I wish Scream would just go like I think it's a hit for me. I'm not the biggest Scream fan, but I just like it's one of those franchises like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like it's 2022, 2023. Like they need to take it in a different direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like whether I want like they at one point they said something about Friday the 13th found footage. A lot of people would probably hate that. I think like whatever, it's something new, I guess. But it's just like with this new one, I think it takes place in New York City, right? Like Ghostface in New York City on Halloween. Like I guess that's something cool, but I was just like, I don't know, like show me some like cult shit. Show me how like there's a bunch of followers or some sort of like different things being brought in instead of just people dying and then there's 2 killers at the end and then the one person comes back like okay, just kidding. Like you know what I mean? Like they come back and then someone like offs them before they can do anything else. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not down for that one. This is an interesting one.
Wonka.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but with that Timothy, never know how to pronounce his name. So let's leave it at Timothy.
Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Good acting. Yeah, dope acting.
This is my number one movie I want to see this year, personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I do like Timothy Chalamet. I love Wonka's universe. I have so much Wonka crap back there, man. Like, and this one is predating the original movie, and I've always thought that the original movie just still holds up. It's better than the depth version, in my opinion. And like to see, I think like this movie's been in the works for some time, so I'm curious to see how some of the more modern technology is used, but not to make it so like Tim Burton-y dark. I'm like, and it's just sort of random, to be honest. Like I feel like we're getting this out of nowhere.
yeah.
So like it's sort of like a nice delight treat in a sense.
Is it connected to the other movies, or it's like its own like rebirth kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's like it's its own thing, but it focuses on him when he was younger. So like
I
sort
was
of how
going
he, like,
to ask that. Is it
it's how
him from when he was younger? Because I look at that and all I see is a child. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
Bubba.
It,
You
He's
know?
gonna
when
like,
he,
it's gonna do some shit where like he's wearing all of his getup during the whole movie. At the very end of the movie, he puts the top hat on.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it follows his like first adventures and like him meeting the Oompa Loompas and like sort of that kind of thing. So it does predate, and I think it follows the book closer. So I am curious with that, but it could end up terrible. And the thing about these like IPs that like we've known and grown as kids, it's like give us one movie, you don't have to give us Wonka 2, 3, 4, 5. So hopefully it's just enough. And that's what I was sort of saying about those TV shows, like some of these limited series, like make them limited, make us want more, but don't give it to us. That way you always have something.
If you wanted to make another one, like it might be something. I don't think it's coming out this year, but if you wanted to make something else, like they're doing with the new Joker, like take the time. Like you didn't have a plan for the second one, but take the time, take a year, 2, 3 if you have to. Make the script, make it worth having another movie instead of just being like, oh shit, money?
Yeah.
Damn, hurry up. Like what we did with this change if you think.
Yeah, and I gotta run, but like you said about Top Gun 2, it's like it took all that time, and like you can tell when they were shooting it, this wasn't like a money cash grab thing. They were like, no, let's do this right. And I think as long as Wonka does that, it should be safe. But really nice to join you guys all. Happy holidays.
See you later, Tyrone.
And really nice to meet you guys. I'll make sure you guys subscribe to everyone here. These guys are fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Great people for sure. And Rashad, man, just good time. Just one time. Watch Good Time. Just one time. I promise you.
Right.
Robert Pattinson will change your life, my man.
I got you, bro. I got you, man.
Thank you for having me on, Jimmy.
See ya.
All right.
All right, I was going to add to the Wonka thing. I've been a fan of those movies too. I don't know how I feel about a new Wonka movie per se. I don't know if it's needed or not. But I did see the name of the director attached to this movie.
Who is it?
Paul King. If you don't know who that is, he directed 2 of the best family films in the last several years, Paddington and Paddington 2. They seem like simple.
Okay.
They don't feel like good movies if you just look at them on paper or you watch the trailers. But you watch the actual movies and there's like legit crafts put into all the movies. And there's a lot of heart. And they're genuinely funny and sweet.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Like he said something about Paddington 2 being the best movie. I'm like, I am actually interested to watch those movies now.
Paddington 2 has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And they're both great movies. And I think if he brings what he brought in those movies to Wonka, I think it's going to be a special movie.
Nice.
Yeah, right. I'll just quickly throw this one in here before we jump to the next one. Mission Impossible 7. Oh my God, is there 7? Really? John Wick 4. Is there 4? Really? Oh my God.
I'm
Anyone
excited
want to comment
for
on
both
that?
of them.
Me?
I'm more excited for Mission Impossible, honestly. I just think, just seeing the behind the scenes stuff in that trailer, it seems like they keep trying to raise the bar in each of the Mission Impossible franchise, each of the Mission Impossible movies, and it looks like this one, and then they're making an 8, and that's supposed to be the final 2. So I'm really excited to see what Tom
I respect
Cruise is
that
gonna
if
do.
they're going to try to like conclude it in a way.
Actually, I think with the Mission Impossible, weren't they doing like part 1 and part 2?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
7's part 1, 8 is part 2.
Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, as much as I love those movies, though, man, I'm glad it's wrapping up just because I'm afraid for Tom. The guy's gonna kill himself one day. I'm afraid for Tom Cruise. The guy's a nut.
It's all right. Scientology's got him. He's good.
You know, he just comes with the most ridiculous stunts. Like, okay, so I'm gonna jump out of the plane, right, and then I'm gonna land feet first, right, bare feet, all right, on a mountain, all right, dude. That's like a 1,000-foot drop. You're fired.
I was wondering when they showed that first look during Avatar. I was like, I mean, that's what's up that he flew, like jumped on the parachute. I was like, what happened to the bike? Like the bike that crashed and burned and it exploded in the mountains.
The guy is crazy, man. Like he fired. I heard he fired the stunt coordinator just because he told the stunt coordinator what he wanted to do, and he was like, "No, that's not a good idea." Okay, you're fired. Now, next person. So I want to do this. All right. What do you think? Go for it, Tom. You know,
great idea. I knew I was right. I knew I was right. He says, "Great idea, Tom." He's like, "Those are the only kind I have."
Mike's in here agreeing with you. Jacob, Paddington movies are awesome. I highly recommend. I think, we're all going to definitely check that out now. 1 and 2 by the sounds of things.
Watch party. Watch party.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Hey, I'm with it.
Paddington didn't hit the same for me. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Alrighty. Next one. I'm
interested in one.
Shazam, okay.
Shazam.
Alrighty. This is interesting because after the news with DC, like, I'm sorry, but this doesn't I'm
Yeah.
not too keen.
Yeah.
I'm really not.
Before the James Gunn announcement, and it sounds like he's gonna be doing a clean slate. Before that, I was hyped to see Shazam. Now I'm just because I don't know where it's
Yeah.
going with this.
Yeah.
But, hey,
And
I
I
like
talked
the
to-
character, and I like Zachary Levi, but
Yeah.
I want to know what the game plan at DC is before I get hyped into another movie.
Yep.
And before you get invested in these characters that are not going to be your characters no longer. Tyrone and I talked about this, and we're like, I don't understand why. Fair enough if they want to make these big changes, and I agree with the clean slate. I've come to terms with the fact that that is a good idea, but why announce it now?
Yeah.
Don't announce it before
That-
you've got 2 or 3 movies coming out that people are going to be
Yeah.
like, what? That I don't want
Or-
to watch. It doesn't make any.
Yeah,
not a
'cause you
link.
got Shazam's coming out, and I think the Flash and
The Flash,
Aquaman,
yeah.
are also coming
Aquaman
out.
and
Plus
Blue,
Flash.
and Blue Beetle.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just like I don't
I think-
understand.
I think I'm hyped for it because there's a bunch of different theories going along. There's there's that theory that's like 100% clean slate, and then there's a theory that like 90% clean slate, but like Shazam and like a few other movies are canon or something like that. Because he is like, if they're introducing the new like, what were the Young Justice, like that's what James Gunn wants to do or something.
Mhm.
Like Asher Angel, the kid who plays Billy's like a kid already, so maybe that much. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I mean, I don't think they shot in Philly this time. They barely did the first time, but it looks like stupid fun. Oh,
Yeah.
they're
I
coming out
agree.
with the prequel comic to it next month. Yeah.
I agree. And my son, he's really excited for it. Like he loves Shazam. He was also a big fan of Black Adam, which it was sad when I had to break the news to him that we're not going to get that fight between Superman and Black Adam, because he was hyped when he saw the cameo. He was like, Superman and Black Adam gonna fight. I said, nah, son, it's not gonna happen, man.
He meant James Gunn
now.
mentioned something, or The Rock mentioned something about like right now we're not doing anything with like the DC multiverse or something like that. It's like, but like, does that hint that like we might get like little pocket movies every once in a while to take place in X universe? You know?
Mm,
Yeah, we will still get the standalone stuff like the Batman,
yeah.
Joker. Like you'll get those movies
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I just meant like
Yeah.
like they'll build their universe first and say like 6 years down the line we'll get like Universe X, and it'll be the universe where like the Snyder stuff was canon, but it's like a one-off movie or something like that.
I don't know.
I guess,
Yeah, I
I'd
think
be
that's
open to that.
I think my
I'm open to
ADHD
that.
brain is hyper focusing on when The Rock or James Gunn said something about multiverses. So it's
Right.
like, maybe.
Maybe he's going to Marvel.
right?
He's got
Yeah.
fired and he's joining our. I shouldn't be biased, but I am biased. Yeah, Marvel is definitely leading the way. But I can see, I've talked about this on my streams. I can see why it needs to happen, and I get it, and I've come to terms with that. But yeah, I just don't understand why they would announce it before these movies come out. It
And-
throws
Right.
everybody off their game. You
And
know?
apparently they're like James Gunn said early in the year he's going to be making announcements. So like if you're making an announcement in the next month or so before Shazam, like you got to announce what the hell's happening with all 4 of these movies, what you're planning, and then can they come? Like there's so much to give, but like you're saying, Jamie Lee, like there's so many answers we want, and like why would you do that and take away from the movie before it comes out?
Yeah.
Well,
if
and
it's
also,
supposed to be press,
I'm
it's
sorry,
like
go ahead.
bad press. It doesn't work. Like with Don't Worry Darling, they had all that drama, and it was like, are you doing this to promote your movie? Because like I don't want to watch it because of all this shit going on. And that's the same with this. Like I'm sorry, Justin, I know you're a big fan of it, but Flash, I'm like, oh, so much drama to do with this guy. I
that
literally
hurts.
don't even want to watch that shit.
That hurts my head too. Like you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah.
Sorry, Rashad.
And- no, I'm just gonna say I don't know why they waited so long to make a sequel to Shazam, because Billy Batson is supposed to be a kid, and you look at him now, he's about the same size
Yeah.
as Zach Levi. You know what I'm saying? So
I think there was a photo and he
kind
was
of takes away
taller.
from the illusion, huh?
Yeah.
Right, the third movie, it's gonna be like The Rock and Black Adam, where he's gonna be
Right.
like skinny Zachary Levi, Captain America's Zachary Levi, and then he's just gonna get muscles out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What do you think about this one, Jacob and Alex? You want to comment or not?
Like I said, I want to watch it still because I like the first movie, but I don't know what the game plan is. There's no end goal. I don't know
There's no
what
end
James
game.
Gunn's gonna do with these
Yeah.
characters, so I can't be that hyped for it. Like,
Yeah, I gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I'll watch it. I was excited for it, but if you're gonna restart, then it's just one of those movies where I'm like, I'm not going to be invested afterwards, so not too highly anticipated it anymore now because of that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, agreed. We talked about this earlier on. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
that was John Wick.
I'm hyped for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hyped for John Wick.
I'm a hot take. I'm not as excited for John Wick.
Boot this man.
Not a
Jamie.
big John Wick fan.
No. I love the first movie. It's one of the best action movies. Keanu Reeves is awesome. It was a great comeback. But that's my favorite one. I like 2 for what it is. And I thought 3 would be a good trilogy ender. But then they did that forced cliffhanger that just frustrated me to no end. And now it looks like they're just going to milk the franchise to like it's dry bones where I don't care anymore.
He's going to be.
I just don't feel that. I just don't feel that with this one. Sorry.
John Wick question: which character do you think Keanu Reeves is better as, John Wick or Neo?
Oh, John Wick easily.
I said John Wick.
John Wick can kill people with a pencil.
Yeah, right. I think Neo is very cool, but like everyone's muddled down by 2 or 3 or 4 or just like some people like 1 and 4 or something. I think there's a lot more when you think of the Matrix franchise versus John Wick.
Especially that last one.
Yeah.
What the hell?
The last Matrix movie was terrible.
I'm the only one person that liked that movie, and that was Dave. Interpreting the Stars. He actually dug the movie.
I love that movie. Yeah.
Oh, you liked it too, Justin?
Yeah, I thought 2 and 3. Like, I feel like I'm the fucking devil's advocate right now. Like, I'm like standing out. I don't know, but it's just, I don't know. I like the way 4 went, which is weird because I don't really like meta shit. There's some things that I would have changed, but like I think 2 or 3 was more of the same, and I was like, okay, something different.
Cool. Right on.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving along. Super Mario Brothers movie. Yay or nay, friends?
Yes, I am looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I'm still mixed on Chris Pratt's voice as Mario. It's just weird to me that they cast somebody that doesn't sound like Mario to be Mario, and even in the trailer, it doesn't sound like the Mario voice that I'm used to.
Yeah.
But everything else looks incredible. Like the animation, it looks like it's coming straight out of the Mario games. I'm enjoying seeing all the characters, and it looks like they're just pulling pages off of all the different Mario games in one. Like there's the regular Super Mario game, and there's like the Mario Karts represented in the game, and Donkey Kong. It looks like
like one of the songs. One of the songs from N64 is in the clip they showed too.
Yeah, but it looks like they're taking the best elements and just putting them in this movie, and I think it's going to be a good time. And considering I'm not the biggest Illumination fan, they've had quite a bit of dud movies like the Minions and stuff. This is probably going to be the one that's going to win a lot of people over. That okay, they're going to start growing as a studio if they can do Mario right. You'll have my respect.
Jacob, was that you that hates the Minions, or who was that hates? Somebody really hates the Minions,
I hate the Minions.
Okay,
the
that is you.
Garbage.
Okay.
Mike
never
doesn't like
watched
the
a
Minions
Minion
either.
movie.
I mean, they were okay in the original Despicable Me. Like, when they were side characters, they were funny. But then they got overexposed. Then when they got their own movie, they joked more often. Now I can't stand them.
Do they talk? Like,
no, they just make stupid dialect, like, and but they occasionally say banana and butter.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can have a movie like that. Maybe it's other characters holding it up.
Well, kind of like the Star Wars holiday special when they had Wookiees talking Wookiee with no subtitles. So you're just watching them talk Wookiee.
Well, I think a lot of people were saying, like, for Charles, like Martinet, if he were to voice Mario, like, who's going to listen to that Mario voice for an hour and a half? But I think, like a little bit like what Jay said, like, I'm not sold on Chris Pratt because, like, there's one trailer, he's like, what is this place? And then he's like, Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. And then you hear him go like, woohoo. I was like, does he have like 4 different accents?
3 different accents, right?
I was like, I don't know. Yeah. I just really don't. And like Charlie Day, like, I guess, like, he hasn't really done anything to his voice. It might work out, it might not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Although, like you're saying, all the visuals, graphics, soundtrack, like, all of that looks cool. Like, even the plot going to different worlds. Like, you don't need much for a plot for a Mario movie.
Yeah. Looks cool, but yeah, a bit unsure, hey, with the voice. But next one is Guardians.
Oh, here we go.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't know about you guys, but Guardians is literally in my top, I would say, 3, maybe it's my second favorite Marvel movie. Hot take there. Might backtrack on that a bit later, but I love Guardians 1.
Okay.
If you want to know my hot take, I think not only is Guardians 2 better in my opinion, but it's my number 2 Marvel movie behind Endgame.
Yeah,
Wow.
right. Gotcha. I love
That's
Guardians. I
very
just
hot.
love. Yeah,
I
they're
love
such a
Guardians
good
too.
I thought my
family.
takes were hot.
Not as hot as ours.
Well,
Yeah.
I like the first Guardians. Don't like the second one.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
I love this.
I thought the tone was all over the place for that one. But the third one looks good. I'm excited for the third one. I think last time we see them, Adam Warlock looks incredible as well. I'm excited to see what they do with him. And I think this is going to be an emotional ride, this one.
I don't know. Adam Warlock's doing yellow face. I think that's racist. Cancel it. Cancel it.
Cancel culture.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I've got Drew asking, out of the original Guardians, who is your favorite? Great question.
Oh, that's
Is it like the first movie, or is that like the?
They're all.
Is the Stallone group? Is the Stallone group the original Guardians? I forget.
I think he's talking about the original cast and the original movie.
Oh, okay, my fault.
Okay.
Rocket. I think.
Rocket, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Rocket.
I love Rocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably go Drax.
Too.
You like Drax, really?
I think he's funny. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, I think Drax now. Like the first movie, I wasn't too
hilarious.
sold on him, and then the second one, he went balls to the wall crazy. But I think, especially in the Guardian special, I was like, you know,
he's
hilarious.
Yeah.
It took me to the special to actually get to that point. You know, like I was like, oh, Drax can be so annoying, but then in the special, I was like, okay, I'm there.
I'm gonna say
him nail it
with the special. I'm gonna say after the holiday special, Mantis really started to grow on me. I thought she and Drax were a hilarious duo.
Yeah. Like I guess, if it was like the original 4, I'd pick.
I really love. I'm gonna say Pete only because I really like Chris Pratt's humor, and when I think of him as like Star-Lord, I don't think there's anyone that could play him because he's got that like really sarcastic and really goofy like personality, and I don't know, I just really like him, and I've liked him from the start. But I mean, arguments could be made for all of them really, because like Groot literally saved them in Guardians 1, so like Groot is the MVP there, so I don't know.
And I think this new one's going to be focusing on Rocket a little bit more than the others, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rocket's going
his origin.
Yeah, and it looks like Groot been taking some steroids and pumping iron because he was unusually big in that holiday special. I said, what the fuck happened to Groot?
Yeah.
I was looking at the VFX and I was just like, why does Groot look practical in this movie? But like they literally CGI'd him to make him look practical, but he's not. Like that's so nutty.
Yeah, I would say of all the comic book movies coming out this year, Guardians 3 is the one I'm most excited for.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking more forward to Guardians than I am Ant-Man, if I'm being perfectly honest. I want to see Ant-Man because of Kang, but I really want this closure from Guardians, like for my heart, really.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm not a big Ant-Man fan. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp, I fucking hated. That's like at the bottom of like the MCU movies for me. I hated. And even the first one was like mediocre. So Ant-Man, I'm like, like you said, I just want to watch it for King. Other than that, I can care less for Ant-Man.
I'm sorry, but if Paul Rudd wasn't Ant-Man, like I know for sure I would not be keen. Like I love Paul Rudd. That's the only reason I love Ant-Man. Otherwise, I'd be like, meh.
Yeah.
You know, not two-faced.
Yeah, I remember when Ant-Man first came out, I was like, what is this all about? Why should I care about Ant-Man? But part of the reason they work is because of Paul Rudd and the charm he brings to the character.
Yeah. Yeah, he's perfect. Gets better with age, that man. Little Mermaid, guys.
I'm over live action Disney remakes.
Miss.
You love them?
I'm gonna say,
I'm over them.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, same here.
Like he says, I'm gonna say miss just because of the fact that like if you're gonna do the remakes, come in with something that is unique and makes someone care about something new. Like the Little Mermaid, there's been like 15 interpretations of it. A lot of the remakes have been just like safe.
The exact same.
Yeah, they've been safe, and like I don't know how y'all felt about Aladdin, but at least they tried to do something a little different with that.
I thought Aladdin was all right.
Yeah, but it's just like I just like give me the grim version where she like didn't she like kill herself and then like go be the one with the water or something.
Yeah.
shit!
Like, yeah,
There's a version like
Okay.
that. There's a version like that out
Holy
there
That's
that
the
shit.
exists.
original. That's the original fairy tale.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is
Really?
Justin's.
Yeah.
Justin's,
I didn't make it
Yeah,
up.
Ariel killed herself because Eric cheats on her.
Yeah.
Stop
Fucking
playing!
hell.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've never seen the original animated Little Mermaid. Just
What?
because I was about 10 years old when that came out, so I always felt like if I watched the Little Mermaid, I have to turn in my man card.
Yeah,
So I
Okay.
just yeah, and with the remake, my daughter's gonna drag me to go see it, so I'm gonna have to watch it against my will.
Someone's gonna
But
drag
I
me.
don't-
Against your will, sure.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, especially with like Lion
or you
King
just
or
go
like
on
those
Disney
movies.
Plus, or you just go
What's
on
that?
Disney Plus and watch the original.
yeah.
Especially with like Lion King and those other movies, I feel like a lot of renditions of the song too is just like the song sounds 100% exactly the same. Like what's
Well,
okay.
well, I'm kind of I'm over the live action remakes as well, and just a lot of them have just not been very good in my opinion, and some have just been, some have been fairly watchable, but you're like, or for at least for me at least, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to rewatch the original more because it's more timeless and it's more endearing.
Right.
I want to give it a chance. I like the director, Rob Marshall. He did Mary Poppins Returns, which I really liked.
Okay.
And Halle Bailey, I think the snippet I heard her sing in the teaser trailer, I thought was actually really good. So she might be able to pull the role off. I don't think it's going to top the original though. So I'm very conflicted on the movie personally.
It's a miss for me. I'm not keen.
It's
I've
not-
never been keen on the Little Mermaid. She's definitely not my favorite princess. That's for sure.
I think which one of you was talking about world building? Was that Tyrone when he was in here? Like world
Yeah,
building,
about House of Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think talking about world building and like Marvel movies taking us to a new world. Like you had Aquaman, you had Wakanda Forever, like with the underwater kingdom. It's like when we're gonna see the underwater kingdom in Little Mermaid now, like it's just gonna be like similar to like what we've seen before with all the other underwater movies.
I mean,
now. Like,
Yeah.
but after Avatar, man, I don't think anybody
Yeah.
should film any underwater stuff
It's
ever.
gonna-
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they should build off
It's
on the
gonna look
underwater after
terrible.
Avatar.
Little Mermaid's going to look terrible in comparison.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Just give up, man.
These
Just
people
give
aren't
up.
James Cameron.
Yeah, you
Right.
can't
I'm
compare.
pretty sure Ryan Coogler looked at Avatar. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, this makes my movie look bad.
Alrighty, everyone
All
was
right.
keen for this. I'm pretty sure.
This would be my most anticipated animated film of the year.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Enough
Yeah.
said.
28 different
Yeah, we'll move
Spider-Man.
along. You're not
Did
keen,
y'all,
Alex.
did y'all
I
see
am
Miles
super
Morales?
keen.
Y'all see
Okay.
Miles Morales in the trailer from the video game?
Yeah, I'm so excited for that one.
There's so many people keep talking about all
Sorry,
these
guys.
Easter eggs in Spider-Man. Like, oh, it's the Spider-Man from this cartoon and that Spider-Man. I'm like,
Hmm.
well, I didn't grow up with those cartoons, nor did I read the comics. They're just random Easter eggs to me. But whatever, I'm still hyped for it.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
love Into the Spider-Verse. That was a breath of fresh air as far as like animated movies go, and even superhero films. It's honestly my favorite Spider-Man movie, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I am excited to see
Yeah.
a new animated Spider-Man movie with these characters and them continuing to dive into the multiverse.
Yep.
And Jamie Lee, I don't know if this is on your list, and if it is, I'm sorry, but like, I heard that I think Seth Rogen's putting together a Ninja Turtles movie in the same style
Mhm.
Mm.
I
for this
heard.
year,
Yes.
for later this year, like the same like 2D / 3D comic book esque style.
Well, I hope
like
he
that.
does it right. I hope he does it right. 'Cause I'm tired of them messing
Yeah.
up the turtles, man. I love the
Yep.
turtles.
Yeah. So like, if you're gonna do a Spider-Verse take on that, I think that might be successful too.
Yeah.
This was my next one. Sorry, it was
The
not that. It was Rise of
Transformers.
the
Transformers.
Transformers.
Yeah.
I don't want to go
Rise
back
of
and
the
the fuck
Beast.
up.
We're talking about
Um,
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Yo,
Mhm.
yeah. I really
I'm
like the
down.
trailer for this.
I'm down.
I
Yeah.
like
the
the
trailer
trailer
cut.
for that, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've been burnt
What do you think,
so
Alex?
many times by the Michael Bay films. Bumblebee was a fresh start. I really enjoyed
Yes.
that one,
Well,
but I'm
Yes.
still not 100% convinced.
It's fair.
Well,
At the
fair.
moment.
this is the
Just because of the
director
Michael Bay
Creed 2
films.
doing Transformers.
Who is it?
The guy who did Creed 2.
Oh, damn, what's his name? I know who you're
Like-
talking about.
Stephen Cable. I
Steve
think.
was it Stephen Capel? Stephen Capel Jr.
Yeah, Stable Jr. Yeah,
Yes,
something
okay.
like that.
I think
Okay.
if Travis Knight was doing this one, I'd be more excited for it because he did such a good job with Bumblebee. But I'm
Yeah.
just not
I think
100%.
I think they
sold.
should do what they seem to be doing with Sonic. Like Sonic had the first like 2/3 of the movie was a lot of human stuff, and then the
Yeah.
second movie was
And
like
then so once it's all
50%.
about Sonic and that.
And then it
Right.
eventually is like the next movie after this one might be just be like 90% Transformers, the whole movie. Like
Yeah,
that.
that's
That would
what
be
I
cool.
want.
Yeah.
I want to do Godzilla King of the Monsters where it's 20 minutes with them and then an hour and 45 minutes on human characters that I just don't care about. Like,
Well, you
I
know,
didn't
the
come to see
students-
them. I came to see the Transformers. Give me the
Right.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm down with it. Now, the
I'm
studio
down
must be
too.
very confident in Sonic because I heard that they're releasing Sonic 3 the same exact day as Avatar 3.
Yep, I'm
So
excited.
that's
Ooh,
that's gonna be
shoot.
interesting.
So excited.
Damn.
Oh man.
That's gonna
I'll
get
tell
me.
Before
That's
I
a
saw
bold move.
Avatar 2, because I was never a big fan of the first one, I would have said I'd rather see Sonic. But
Yeah.
now that I was blown away by The Way of Water, I'm going to see Avatar.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
That's fair.
Shadow's coming.
Mm.
He wins every day.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, Justin, your fave, The Flash. What's everybody
Yeah.
else think about this one?
Again, kind of like with Shazam, I'm like, I don't know what the game plan of DC is with James Gunn. It sounds like he's doing a clean slate. So why should I care to see the Flash movie? Plus, I'm tired of seeing like the Ezra Miller crap.
Just tired
why
of
is
seeing
he
his
still
face.
a thing?
The end.
I-
Yeah.
It's hard rooting for the movie when you got such a scummy lead.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just I think
Mm.
what rubbed me the wrong way too was that Ezra Miller is getting in the process of getting help right now. But it's like
Mhm.
the only way we heard about that is like his agent released something to a news outlet. Not like a video of Ezra Miller or stuff like that. But like if James Gunn's having this conference, he's got to come out and say, like, look, despite what's going to happen to Ezra Miller, like his Flash is not going to be canon. Like, just enjoy the movie for what it like. Maybe that's what they're going to say, but it's just
Mhm.
like Jamie Lee saying, like, there's so much controversy surrounding him. It's just like, why should I rally behind a movie that's focused on him solely? And
Right.
there's another version of him too he's playing. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually think this movie might be a Flashpoint movie that resets everything.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
I think.
that's what's intended to be, right? From the
Yeah, so I
jump.
think James
Mm.
might use this to restart the whole universe. This might be
Right.
the one that just boom restarts, new Flash, new everyone because of
Mhm.
this movie.
but then wouldn't Flash have to be the last movie to come out?
No, not necessarily.
No, because like I say, it resets everything. So
Yeah.
like once
So
this movie's done with everything, starts all over again.
all over
Like
again,
so
yeah.
Blue Beetle and then Aquaman 2 would come after
Aquaman,
Flash.
yeah, how?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
No.
you can still
At,
do
at,
it.
at, at
and
the end
then,
of
like,
Aquaman 2, there's just a wave that goes like that.
yeah, but I don't think you'll see any post credit scenes on Aquaman 2. I don't think
At
you
all.
will. No, I don't
Yeah.
think you will. I think
No.
they'll scrap him. And Blue Beetle's an interesting one. That could go either way. That might get moved into the new universe because there's no connection. We don't know if it connects to anything at this point. So they can easily rewrite that back into the new
Yeah.
universe.
I'll
Well, it's
say
funny. Well,
that one's
I read that movie got the highest, like the most best feedback as far as all the DC stuff coming out. They said Blue Beetle is like the shit.
Yeah,
Like it has like a 90s. It has like a 90s kind of vibe to it, and that's gonna be like the surprise hit.
yeah, I think with Flash, like there's a lot of things to consider because you have they called it a trailer, but it's not really a trailer. That like inside look that showed like
Yeah.
to Ezra Miller's Supergirl. They showed like him going back to save his mom and stuff like that. Like it looks cool, but then you heard about like Ben Affleck was going to be in it, and then all the other people. Then they got scrapped, and they got this and that. I just feel bad for the director because it's like I wouldn't want the movie to be
Yeah.
canceled when he
Right.
like did a good job. Probably will do a good job making the movie, but
Well, not only that, all the money that's behind is like you're talking about what
Yeah.
$200 million.
at least, yeah.
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 So for
So,
the director, they're thinking about the money.
I'm just hyped for it, but like I think to get people rallying behind it, they just need to have Ezra Miller come out and like at the same time like heartfelt apology, if it's bullshit or not, but just admit that like his mistakes. Say
Mhm.
like, I'm not expecting y'all to care about me. I'm not expecting like, but this is like the people. Like if he tries to hype other people's work, like Andy Muschietti and the Sasha
Right.
Calle, the girls playing Supergirl, like all the other people, and not him, like maybe then people care. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, still wouldn't care. So,
Something has to be
missed for
explained.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
fair.
3 years too late.
Yeah.
That movie.
No.
Yeah,
No.
missed for me.
It,
No.
it's a
Yep.
a yes for me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Jake. Go for it. Go ahead.
Actually, I'll let Rashad go first. I want to hear his rant.
We heard
Okay,
his answer.
no,
No.
there's not going to be a rent. All I'm going to say is that there are only Indiana Jones movies, all right? 3.
Well,
That's
that
all I'm
StreamYard's
gonna
playing
say.
up a little bit, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
Rashad's over here like,
Yeah, money, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm actually, I really like the trailer for the new movie, and I'm also excited to see what a different director is going to do with the character, because James Mangold, I don't think he's ever missed once as a director. I mean, this is the guy who's done Walk the Line, 310 to Yuma, The
Logan.
Wolverine, Ford
Yeah.
versus Ferrari, Logan. They've all been good movies. I am genuinely intrigued to see what he's going to do with this character. Watching the trailer, it looks like Harrison Ford's still somehow fit enough to play this character. He must have that same magic juice that Tom Cruise has. I'm
yeah,
really
right?
excited.
It's called
I'm
money.
really excited.
It's called money.
I am honestly really excited to this, and I just want to see a better swan song to Indiana Jones as a character in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because that one was not really that good.
No, that movie doesn't exist. The Swan Song was Last Crusade. All right,
Jake.
do you realize that Indiana Jones right now is older than the Sean Connery father character in Last Crusade, and he's still able to use the whip and swing from pillar to post and knock people out? You could barely lift your arm up. No.
Now, Jake, I had a question for you though.
He still looks pretty jacked to me. Like, did you see that Call of the Wild movie?
Shit.
I wasn't a fan of the movie, but
Yeah.
he was even shirtless swimming in a creek at one point. Like, he's like 80 years old. He looks better than my own grandpa.
Jake, I had a question for you. Some people are theorizing like the Dial of Destiny is supposed to be like these sundials from the Bible or something like that, because they had like biblical references in like the original movies.
Mhm.
I don't know if you heard anything about that or like.
I've not heard anything about it. I've heard rumors that they might do time travel, but I
Yeah,
don't know much. I don't know much about what that actually is. I'm just gonna go into it and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, they were saying there was like some sundial in the Bible that like someone got the chance in the Bible to like turn back time like 10 days or 10 days like sooner or something. So they think it's like an embellishment of that or something.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. What about you,
Hello.
Alex?
To be honest, never even seen an Indiana Jones film. Just never had
No way.
any.
Whoa.
No, I've never just had any, like, I don't know.
Any interest in it?
Yeah, just never. Yeah, I will watch it for the
Oh, man.
new one. So, yeah, but other than that, I've just had
I
no
am
interest.
shocked.
I've had
I
no
am
interest in him.
shocked.
And I like
Wow.
Harrison Ford, but yeah.
Well,
Actually,
if you watch him, only watch Raiders, Temple of
Yep.
Doom, and The Last Crusade.
yeah,
That's
okay.
it.
Get up, Rashad. He knows. Everything else, no.
Yes.
Oh, dear. All
Jamie
right,
Lee, you
what's
said
next
it
one?
wasn't. It was a miss for you.
Yeah, I'm not keen, man.
Okay.
I've watched maybe 1 or 2, and they're not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the treasure
I would
hunting
rather
genre
see
has
him-
to come back, but
I'm keen to see him as
Oh,
Red Hulk, to be honest, rather
this
than that.
Red
is.
Hulk.
yeah.
Oh,
Alrighty,
man.
what do you guys reckon? Hit.
I've never heard
Well,
this one.
Oppenheimer. This is Christopher Nolan's new movie.
Yeah.
It's I'm
Okay.
in really
Oh, sorry,
really
do you want me to
excited for
leave that
this
up, Rashad?
because it's Christopher Nolan. He's my favorite director. I love his movies. I don't think this guy's made a bad movie, and he's recreated a freaking nuclear explosion practically.
Right.
Like
Wow.
what?
Wow.
He's the only director that could do that. How do you do that?
He's just like, yeah, we filmed the atom bomb explosion practically.
So,
What?
yeah, so that's why I'm excited
Yeah.
because it's Christopher Nolan. And I mean, I don't need to see a trailer or anything. As long as it's got Christopher Nolan directed by him, I'm there.
I
This
agree
cast
with
too
you.
is sorry, Jacob.
Mhm.
I agree with you 100% for everything you just said. Nolan's also my favorite director.
Yep.
I've seen I saw the trailer when Avatar came out, and it looks absolutely amazing. Like, it doesn't look as large in scale compared to his past films. It looks like it's going to be more of a intimate character story, which I think will be refreshing. Because I think Tenet was such a divisive film for a lot of people.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm still excited to see it. It's good to see, what's his name, Cillian Murphy actually being
Yep.
a lead role in a Nolan film. I'm excited for that. And like you said, they're recreating the nuclear explosion practically.
That's
Wow.
insane.
But hey guys, I gotta head out. I gotta give my
Okay.
son a haircut because they start school
already
tomorrow,
done
and
mine.
he's like, "Well, good, go, yeah, I could come cut your son's hair." I'm like, "Damn it, you cut it, shit."
Cut your own hair, Rashad.
Yeah, right. I don't even cut my own shit, but I gotta cut his. Ain't that something?
You said
All
it was
right,
a
but yo,
miss for
this
you,
been-
though?
What's that?
Miss for you because you just haven't heard of it?
The who?
Oppenheimer.
movie, was it a
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah, nah, Chris Nolan. I don't give a damn. Look, Chris Nolan can make a movie about a cat falling out of a tree, and I'll watch it. All right. It doesn't matter what it is, you know. The epic fall of the cat out of the tree, directed by Chris Nolan. Take my money.
Yep.
That's the way to go out, dude. I love that.
I'd pay $1 for that.
You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Well, I gotta head on out, man. So I will
Easy.
see y'all later. Happy New Year.
See you later,
love.
Rashad. Good
See you
seeing
later,
you
man.
guys,
Alright.
man.
See you, Rashad.
Thanks,
All right,
Rashad.
man. Yes, ma'am.
All
Just
right.
before we jump along, does anyone else need to go before I keep going? Or
I think it looks cool. I saw pictures of Robert Downey Jr. Didn't even look like him, and that looks neat. They like contacted Kodak to custom make IMAX film in black and white, so that sounds cool. So I gotta find a movie theater around here that still does film projection, not digital.
gotcha. Yeah, I was about to say before, the cast list is huge. Robert Downey Jr. is in it. Emily Blunt, I think, was in it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jack Quaid from The Boys, like
Oh,
massive
is
cast
it?
list. Yeah,
Cool.
it's huge.
All right.
Huge.
Yeah, massive.
Before we jump on, so you guys are really keen for that one, then, yeah?
Yeah.
Interested. Yes. I was waiting for someone to say that.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
put this on my list. I was like, no,
Why not?
no, absolutely not. No way.
This is
guys.
how you do a live action remake.
No.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yes.
That's how you do it.
No.
Something
Absolutely
different.
not. It's going to be
Yeah,
terrible. It looks
No, it's
terrible.
not.
It looks
it is.
terrible.
It's supposed to be terrible.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, guys.
the trailer looked ridiculous, and I was laughing at it. But at the same time, I'm like, it's Winnie the Pooh. He's one of the most innocent characters of all time.
Right?
Why are
He's
we
the-
doing this?
Bless you. He's the
Why
most
is Winnie
sweetest,
the-
kindest, character. Why would you make it into a
Why
horror?
would
Not
you
for
make him
me.
a serial killer?
Yeah.
It's original.
Not for me. What do you reckon, Jacob? In or out? Yay or nay?
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh's a miss for me. I'll stick to the Disney classics.
Same. And you two are keen on it.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
First
same.
one in line. I want to see these two kill people.
I think the best
Fucking
part is
hell.
watching the trailers and not being able to tell if they're actual supposed to be creatures or they're just wearing
Yeah.
purge masks. I was like, I don't know if it's creatures or just like dudes in masks. I still can't tell.
That's what it felt like to me, like the purge. I was like, what is this shit? Like, I don't want more of this shit. No, thanks. Pass.
I will say the only thing that'll make the movie worth watching is if Christopher Robin is the one who kills Pooh in the end. And Winnie
He
the
comes
Pooh's
in with a
last
Glock,
words-
like.
Yeah, and Winnie the Pooh's last words are, "Oh, bother."
If that happens, I'm gonna think of Jake and thank you.
You should write it, Jacob. That's brilliant. What do you guys reckon? This is my fave. Absolute
instant
hands
Barbie.
down.
Yeah.
Pure
See,
eye candy.
I never was a Barbie person, obviously, but
Really?
I like that trailer. Margot Robbie's like the perfect casting for Barbie. Ryan Gosling, same as Ken. But Greta Gerwig, that's all I need to say on this.
What did
I
she
like
make
Little
before?
Women. She did Little Women from 2019, and she did Lady Bird, which are two
Okay.
really good movies. I think she's gonna have a good take on Barbie, like a very artistic. I mean, they spoofed 2001: A Space Odyssey in the trailer.
Is this her first like kind of like fun directorial movie?
Yeah, I think the other two were smaller. Kind of like I know Lady Bird was A24,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
coming of age like drama comedy story.
Okay.
It's supposed to be really good, though.
Yeah, Lady Bird is really good. Saoirse Ronan's the main character, and I thought she was great in it.
Yeah.
Love her.
This is my most anticipated out of everything next year, man. I'm pumped for this. So that last like 10 seconds of the trailer where it was like proper Barbie stuff was like, oh my God, creaming.
Yeah.
I'm eating it up. It's so good. At my house, like literally looks that my lounge room right now literally looks like that last.
Can you
10
imagine if that
seconds.
movie was 3D? Like that shot where they're looking over the town and stuff like that, and everything's neon. I'd be like,
I was doing
Yeah.
that anyway, just looking at Margot Robbie as a Barbie. But anyway,
Oh yeah.
The cast in that looks promising because you got Margot
Yes.
Robbie, you got Ryan Gosling, and then the guy who played Shang-Chi I saw in the trailer too.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and the guy from Sex Education, I can never pronounce his name. I can't even think of his name in the show now that I think about it. But anyway, the guy from Sex Education, and he's now playing in Doctor Who. You know
Oh
the guy
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking about, guys?
yeah.
I can't pronounce his name. It starts with an N.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's easy to
Hard.
pronounce, so I'm not going
No,
to try.
it's hard.
Oh,
And every time I used to do a movie review, I would look up an interview with the person to pronounce their name properly, so I didn't look like an idiot.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna botch the name too, but it looks like it's Nakuti Gatwa.
You did better than us,
right?
bud. Yeah, we'll take it. Somebody has commented, John Watson has commented here, there's talks about a Bambi horror movie. So I'm
No.
guys.
Bambi has rabies. Is it on a rampage?
I don't think that's a terrible trend, taking like beloved characters from your childhood and making them slasher movies. Like I know they just did one with the Grinch, which I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I didn't even see it.
Yeah. These
It
are
has
like
to
my
be-
sweet, innocent childhood memories, like just going into complete.
If they are to do that, I
The
feel it's
next,
like the
the-
Disney remakes. Like you can only make a certain amount before it just becomes like a whatever thing.
Yeah.
Just watch the next version of Pinocchio be Pinocchio giving up wanting to be a real boy, and he becomes like this slasher wooden boy or something.
Yeah.
Starts killing people with his nose, you reckon?
Yeah. The nose has a point at the end of it. Yeah.
Bloody hell. All right, this one's going to be interesting. Hunger
There's
Games.
another one coming out.
There is.
Yeah.
I didn't know
And it's
until
like-
I looked it up.
Yeah, completely
it's-
different cast. So it's
Yeah,
going to be.
it's actually a prequel if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know there was a new book that came out, which is I think about the origins of how I think the districts got to be the way they were, and I think the original movies. I've never read the book. I've read the original 3 books, and I've seen all the Hunger Games movies. I was not the biggest fan of the franchise as a whole. The first movie had terrible shaky cam that took me out of the story. Catching Fire I liked, and I thought it was a big mistake to split Mockingjay into 2 movies. That book was not meaty enough to make 2 movies, and it showed in the final movies. Like part 2, I watched in theaters, and it was a snooze fest. I think there were a couple times I struggled to stay awake watching it, and I haven't seen it since 2014, whenever I saw that in theaters. So I don't know if I'm that hyped for it, but I do. Some of the casting I saw online, I think there's some potential, but I don't know. Right now, it's a miss.
Yeah. Okay.
Jamie, what do you think?
I did watch the Hunger Games movies and I did like them, but I'm not. I got to say, same with Jacob. It was a little bit like a snooze fest by the end of it. You know, like it was just like, you're just watching it purely to keep going. I don't think there's a need for a sequel or a prequel or anything, to be honest. I think that chapter's closed and, I don't know.
Like a Fantastic Beast, like 3 almost. People are just like,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, Fantastic Beasts 1, I was like, do we need this? So same thing. Do we really need to, reignite that flame?
Yeah, okay. So it's just like the franchise comes in and you're just like, okay. All right.
Yeah. And then that's come to an end for me. You know what I mean? That's ended. Harry Potter ended. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's also like if the Harry Potter needs to reignite, have it be some spin-off about something completely different just in the Wizarding world. Fantastic Beasts, we won't get into it then.
Yeah. Let's not get into that debate. Hey.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Alex? Are you keen or not really?
I'll see it, but not that excited for it. It's one of those ones where it's like I don't expect too much.
Much from it. Yeah.
Uh,
I think this is the final. What do you guys think? We've talked about it before, really.
Again, like the other DC, like I said, I like to know what the plan is before I get hyped on it. I wasn't even the biggest fan of the first Aquaman. Like, everyone was hyping it up as an amazing movie, and I watch it, and I'm like, it's fine. Like, I like Jason Momoa, some good action in it, but that movie did not need to be 2.5 hours long, and it had, like, I don't know, maybe one too many villains in it, too. I guess we'll see, I guess. I haven't seen any trailers for it. Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Oh,
I'm talking
no.
about Mickey
I
Mouse.
don't want to see Slasher Mickey Mouse is going to be weird.
Stop touching my childhood, honestly. If they do that shit, I'm gonna be cross. I'll
You're gonna say Jamie Lee?
But
I think it's in December, so I don't think we're going to see any trailers for a long time anyway. And
but
I think a lot of it will ride on Shazam, you know, like how well Shazam sort of, how well that goes to see when they release things.
yeah,
Because
that and the
What if
Flash.
James Gunn just comes out and says like, "This
It's
is
Ken.
wrapping up the DCEU," but what if he just says like Flash and Aquaman, they're just gonna like throw on HBO Max and let him die?
Yeah,
Like,
die
no
off.
theatrical release or anything. I'm
I doubt
interested in it.
I doubt what's gonna happen because when Discovery took over, the what's his name, the Zaslav guy,
Yeah.
he's like, we're doing theatrical movies only, and he didn't think Batgirl was a cinema quality movie, so he canned it. So I can't picture those movies going to HBO
That's
Max.
a good point. Yeah, I think Aquaman, I'm hyped for it, but I've heard like with the whole Amber Heard thing, like she was in the movie the whole time, and then the guy was just like, "Oh no, this was going to be like a buddy, like comedy movie with Aquaman and Ocean Master or whatever." But then James Wan was like, "Oh, this movie is going to be a lot more serious. Like, there's not going to be as." So I was like, what is this movie going to be? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I like the first one, but I just like especially with James Gunn and like director comments, like lawyer comments. I was like, what is this movie? And they reshot some stuff a few months ago with Ben Affleck in it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know.
What do you reckon, Alex?
I mean, we're not getting Aquaman 3. He's not going to be Aquaman anymore.
That's right.
Not much
Yeah.
else to invest in it, really. So,
Yeah, and then all that shit to do with like the Amber Heard stuff, like are they recasting, are they reshooting, all that bullshit. I'm like, I don't want the drama. All this like outside drama from just the movie, it really takes me out of it. You know what I mean? I just go in with, I don't know, different set of eyes, and I don't like that. I
Yeah.
don't want the drama.
I don't really want to see Amber in any of these movies again. I saw, I rewatched the first Aquaman when that whole trial was going on, and she and Jason Momoa honestly had no chemistry, and I don't even think she was that good of an actress to begin with. I think the only time like she was trying to be like all acting was like she was one of them like over the top cries at the trial or whatever.
Yeah.
Functional at best.
I'm like, you're really trying to say, you know, that Johnny Depp's bad when he's a much better actor than she ever was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really keen for Aquaman, and as we said, you know, like if it's gonna lead to nothing, it's sort of like obviously we will watch it, but it's just like where does it lead to? It doesn't link to anything. I'm not going to be invested because it's going to be a completely different character, or if we even see that character in the future, I don't know, whatever.
But maybe if he shows his butt in this movie, it'll save it for you.
No, Hemsworth over Momoa. No. And like who the hell can replace Jason Momoa? Like who is this dirty fisherman that can pull off this sexy, like gross look?
Yeah,
that's not really
what
what Aquaman is, though. Aquaman's not really that in the comics.
Yeah,
he's not a dirty fisherman.
He's a bit of a well, let's say he was a dud character before Jason Momoa took over.
Yeah, he's like the Nazi
Nazi
poster boy, like blonde hair, blue eyes, like clean cut, all that stuff.
Yeah,
he had blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, he's completely different in the comics. Completely
You're
different.
kidding.
White guy too.
Yeah.
You're kidding. Wow, I did not know that. Okay, well, there's many actors we can pick from that list.
It's completely different.
But I feel like it's Superman though. Like Aquaman finally felt badass to me.
Yeah.
And like Man of Steel, I know a lot of people like thought like, yeah, Superman's a little Boy Scouty, but then Man of Steel came out, there's like, oh shit, okay. So.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, well, that was my final trailer, so it leads me to my final question. What is your most anticipated movie of 2023? Of this year?
I'm going to go Oppenheimer.
I have two that you haven't named at all.
Oh, yep, sorry, go for
First one,
okay,
Rebel Moon by Zack Snyder.
Oh, that is the
I am so excited for that.
Don't even know what that is.
It's a sci-fi movie that he's doing for Netflix. It looks incredible. The stills I have seen, I'm excited to see what story he tells. A Game of Thrones-esque sort of story in space looks incredible. But my number one is Dune Part 2. I love the first one.
Oh, that was on the list, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other one called? Rebel what?
Rebel Moon. I heard it was like Zack Snyder, like something about he had a meeting with Disney about Star Wars, and then they didn't,
Yeah.
didn't go well. So he's like, I'm gonna make my own Star Wars.
I'm going to make my own. Yeah. That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
See, that,
those
see,
two
that
are my
excites
two
me
most
as a Star Wars fan.
So those two are my most anticipated ones, and yeah,
Yeah, cool.
they're
Yeah.
just I'm so excited for them.
Jamie Lee.
Yeah, gotcha. Barbie, hands down, that's the greatest. But also, I didn't have it on my list. I thought I took a picture of it. Blue Beetle. It's obviously got the Cobra Kai, Sholo. Is that how you
Sholo.
pronounce it? Sholo. I can never say it right. Stupid accent. And yeah, I'm really excited to watch that one. Whether or not it leads to anything or not, I would be happy as a standalone movie. I'm really keen to watch that one. And
Yeah.
as Rashad, I think, said, or Tyrone, somebody, from what people have talked about it, it's supposed to be really good. So I'm really excited for that. But mostly Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did I miss? Anyone? Jacob, you said your one?
Yeah,
Alex?
I said
Yep, you did.
Oppenheimer mainly because of Nolan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you did say that. Yeah,
Justin.
mine. I would say there's a lot of great movies, and there's so many on your list that I could pick. But there's some of them are just like for personal reasons. Like there's a new Evil Dead movie coming out this year that I'm hyped for. There's a vampire movie called Renfield where Nicolas Cage plays Dracula.
Yes.
But,
I'm excited for that one too. I was going to put it on my list, but it didn't have a coming out date because the girl that I interviewed from Stranger Things, she's actually going to play a big part in that, which is exciting.
Oh, really?
So yeah, the girl that I interviewed is going to be in it. And I was like, oh my God, you were with like Nicolas Cage? What the fuck?
Yeah, when you were
So
giving us
cool.
the thing, I was just like, it's so hard because there's certain movies that like have been confirmed or released this year, but they don't have any posters or anything. So I was like, shoot, so do I look at those or anything? Because there's a new Friday 13th like Crystal Lake movie coming out this year.
Yeah.
But there's no poster, there's no thing like that. So, I don't know if I can pick a most anticipated one. I'd say Spider-Verse then I'd say Spider-Verse at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I'll just quickly go around the table and you can plug your channel a little bit. Tell us about your channel. Everybody's links are in the description. So if you are watching now, thank you to those 5 people that are still here. Appreciate you guys. And that's definitely pushed back, my dude. I don't even know if that's been started.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had to
Definitely.
redo the whole
Now,
script and everything again.
I think
Yeah.
it's now coming out in 2024.
Geez, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2025. Like, I'm pretty sure the actor came out and said the script sucks, and Kevin Feige actually read it and was like, wow, this does suck. And then they needed to start fresh. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, because DC at least has 2 like dudes in charge now, where MCU like they need more than one guy now. I feel in charge.
They need it. Hey, it's getting the shows at least are getting so bad. I can't believe that. Yeah, that She-Hulk was allowed to come out. But anyway, we're not going to get into that again. If you want to go, sorry, I'll put that down. If you want to go around the table, Jacob, you can start. I'm so sorry. Expendables
Is
4.
it really? Oh,
Yeah, it
damn.
is.
I could care less.
Wait. Jamie Lee, I'm not trying to keep dragging this on further, but I forgot. Number 1 most anticipated movie, The Secret Seam, directed by Interpreting the Stars.
Yeah.
Jake, I believe, Jake, you're in it, right? You're in it, Jake?
Oh my God, Dave.
My finger in it. My finger
I
in
was
it.
literally about to look up a movie like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jake's feet are in it. I'm in it. I'm super hype.
Yeah, I watched the trailer last night for Dave, and I was super excited for that. It
was just fun to do. I'm not gonna lie. Like we all had a different idea. I feel of like what kind of movie it was gonna be as we were doing it. But I feel at the end of the day, like I just had fun doing it and seeing how Dave spent so much hard work, time just putting it together. It is what it is, and it looks fun. It looked like
we sit here and we rip movies, 9 times out of 10 we do that on our channels. But honestly, I have so much respect for anybody who makes a movie. Like it's such a tough gig to do. So yeah, big props to Dave for even, producing a movie. That's fantastic. Can't wait to watch it. But yeah, I was literally like, okay, what's my next movie? I've got Rebel Moon on my list here. And then I realized, that's me.
I'm done with the Fast and Furious movies. 9 was bad.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Next. Anyway, so yeah, Jacob, do you want to tell us a little bit about your channel before we wrap it up?
Well, over on my channel, I do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos. I took a break on my channel after I did like this big extended Christmas series from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Jamie Lee was on one of my live streams. We covered Falling for Christmas starring Lindsay Lohan. That was a fun chat.
Oh,
That was
I
a
want to
treat.
watch. I want to watch that. I want to watch the movie. I want to watch your thoughts on it too.
Yeah, we went in
Tito.
depth on it. All right, but usually I do like director projects. I have a celebrating Disney series where I review a bunch of Disney stuff. I do watch parties sometime on my channel. My channel's taking a bit of a back seat in 2023. I'm going back to school starting in late January.
Oh, nice,
so,
man.
I don't know how much content I'll be doing this year compared to last year, but I'm going to try to do some live streams, still do some movie chats whenever I can. If you just want to see me talk about movies, just go check out my channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Links are in the
and
description.
also I do a once a month podcast discussing DreamWorks is the other thing I got.
Yeah. Awesome. Alex.
So movie reviews, TV shows, anime, rankings, retrospective series. Basically all the movie stuff. Sometimes we even dive into some football related stuff, some sports stuff here and there. But yeah, I'm looking to make 2023 even better and bigger than 2022. Got some big goals, big ambitions. And yeah, so very, very keen and yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Awesome. Links in the description as well. Justin.
Me, I kind of like Jake was saying, after doing the big project of that Stranger Things road trip, I was taking a little break and I'm just starting to go back into some of my projects now, like Stranger Things, the season 2 road trips being edited, like filming locations, whatnot, and movie reviews, comic discussions, and stuff like that. Most of the stuff all the other guys do, but they're more original than I. I'll just say that right now.
They're cooler than you.
Yeah.
Nah, big love.
Nah, but yeah. So I'm just excited to release some stuff when I can. Obviously, just very busy and just got a bunch of projects coming out. Hope y'all tune in. Hope to get some gameplay of video games back soon, live streaming. So yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, the links to everybody's channels are in the descriptions. Again, thank you everybody who has contributed along the way. Thank you to everybody who's watching after the fact. And yeah, be sure to subscribe to all our channels and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.